Hey, 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 this is me. Is that you? If you guys can hear me, will you give me a little love in the box there? Just put a Y in the box or hell yeah, I can hear you, so on. So if we're going to start a little pregame show, I've got 5:58 on the old sundial here. Of course, the sun's gone down, but all right, got hell yeah, hell yeah. There we go. Brad Stein, Laura, Timothy, Jim Boatwright. What's going on, my man? Jim, you've been with me a long time. Jeff Sherwood. Is that Sherwood? There we go. Good to see you. Good to see all you guys. Joaquin Anderson. What's going on, my man? Dave Oster. Hid. Brad Myers. Good to see you guys. We're just going to do a little bit of pre-game show. You know how we do before we warm up and everything. Loretta, what's up, girl? So we were just talking about movies before you guys jumped on here. We're talking about The Wolf of Wall Street. Any of you guys seen that? I don't know if that's going to be like a big movie. I was going to go see it, but somehow Jeannie talked me into seeing Paranormal Activity 4.
Oh, wow.
And it was actually pretty good. You guys watch those movies?
No, I'm not a big fan of.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of scary movies.
From a business standpoint, because I have a sick need to turn everything to a business standpoint, but the first Paranormal Activity was the lowest budget, highest grossing movie ever. I don't know. I'm horrible with details, but they spent like an insanely little cheap amount on the budget. I think they did like $26 million or some insane amount. Jeez. Huge ROI.
What are they running Facebook ads over there?
Exactly. That's probably exactly how they did it, right? I think the best independent movie before that was the Blair Witch Project.
Oh, yeah.
They did, yeah. I think Andy Jenkins was part of the Blair Witch Project there. But hey, I see.
Was he really?
Honey Wesley there. Honey actually is my right-hand girl. Everybody gets confused. I'll tell Honey to do something. But Honey Wesley is here. Awesome. Good to see you here, guys. Just go ahead and chime in. If you're just coming in now, go ahead and chime in. Let me know you can hear us. Kyle, do you want to do a sound check and say Kyle if you can hear Kyle?
Kyle, can I get some amens for Kyle out there?
There we go.
I'm not getting any amens yet.
There we go. Amen.
Okay, there we go.
John, you want to do your mic check there?
Yeah, check. That's about the last time you'll hear Kyle on this webinar.
Yeah, I don't get to talk much when John's got the mic.
Yeah, you don't get to talk much.
There's my gangster, Matt Minster. Matt Minster is in the house. Is gangster marketer right there. Carlos Wong, what's going on? Kurt Miller, David Smith, Ernest Nunley. How many of you guys are outside of the U.S.? Just type in where you guys are from. Let's see where you guys are coming in from. The UK. I knew there'd be some UK in the house. Argentina.
Honey
Brisbane,
loves your voice, John,
Canada,
by the way.
Holland, Vermont, Denmark, Canada, Australia, Canada, Orlando, Sweden, Netherlands, Ottawa, Canada. Good Lord, you Canadians. Philadelphia. There's a Philly dude. Canary. That's funny because I'm just watching actually The Wire's in Baltimore, but I'm watching The Wire for the first time. They hate the Philly boys.
We love Philly boys. No offense out there.
Do you? Every Philly boy. I knew Philly boys from when I was in the Navy. And the interesting thing is the Philly boys and the New York boys were always the hardest guys to get to know, but your best damn friends after you met them. There's Brian from Brooklyn there.
I didn't know you were in the Navy.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I was in the Navy. I joined right after high school, and I got electronics billet that you would say, and I went out on the boat, and then I taught electronics for 3 years. I ended up in San Diego, and
nice.
The rest of my family moved back to Arkansas. That's how I got back here. But yeah, well, cool. So I've got 6:02 on the sundial, and I know people that are punctual hate people that are late. But why don't we just do a little bit more pre-game show here for a minute or so, and then we'll officially launch this puppy off. Brad Stein in the house. Highlands Ranch, Colorado. Oh, are you smoking a doobie, Brad? That's the big thing there now in Colorado, I hear. I don't get out from Arkansas very much. Hey, Jesse, what's going on?
Nice. Did you see where they took the traffic, like the 420 traffic mile marker in Colorado down
No.
and made it like 419.99 because everybody kept stealing 420. Like they kept stealing the sign.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, true story.
Wow. Okay, well, I'm such I like a punctual person. It bugs me when I see like 6:03 and we haven't started yet. So my apologies, guys. But let's go ahead and do the official kickoff. When we see that number kind of slow down, there's already a lot more people in the house when I said that. So I guess we can go ahead and kick off the official countdown. Did you guys press whatever buttons you need to press?
It's already pressed. They're ready to roll.
Okay, awesome. So let's do a little countdown for our audio guys. 3, 2, 1. Welcome to our Facebook hoedown. I am Travis Sago. Hopefully you guys know me a little bit. I am going to introduce your dance partners, but I know how much you guys absolutely hate long introductions. It goes from what grades these guys got in grammar school to their college degrees. But I am proud to present tonight and hang out with Kyle Bell and John Tarr. So I'm a kind of dude that just kind of wears my heart on my sleeve, and I think you guys know that. I don't put a whole lot of credence in what people have done degree-wise and stuff. I'm just going to tell you how I feel about these guys and how I got to know them. In December, I went down to a little workshop down in San Diego. There's quite a few speakers there, and I wanted to up my game a little bit. And my good friend Jason Jones was putting on the conference, and I wanted to give him some support. All the speakers were awesome, but I have to tell you the guys that really captured the crowd there were John and Kyle. And it wasn't because they were fancy presenters or had the best PowerPoint. I think everybody... Yeah, exactly. They're kind of like, that's another thing I like about them. They got 10 thumbs when it comes to technical stuff. But they come up and they talked about Facebook and the amazing success they were having with Facebook. But what really galvanized me, what really made me connect with them was they very much believe in simplicity and getting clarity. And they realize that Facebook is just traffic, but knowing who's behind your visitors, and I don't want to give away a lot of their secrets before they get to you, but it was that extreme clarity and the simple way they made Facebook simple that was allowing them to have literally turn $1 into $2 and to have 100% ROIs, even better than 100% ROIs. But even after watching them present and knowing their family guys, which was big for me, I'm still a kind of a person that's slow to warm up to people. And so I went out and I was talking to other people there at the conference, and two of the people there were, let's see if I get their names right, Stephanie and Brian Beck, and just said that John and Kyle had changed their lives with helping them out with Facebook, and Jason had nothing but good things to say about them. So I am really picky about who I have come on and talk to my audience of people. I know you guys are a lot of you guys are affiliates. I know some of you guys don't have lists. Some of you guys are getting started. Some of you guys are more gangster. But I think that John and Kyle have something for all of you tonight that you're really going to not only resonate with, but go on and help you have fantastic success with Facebook. So with extreme clarity and simplicity I found in my business comes extreme profits. You guys know me. I'm a pretty simple guy. My business is pretty simple. I just master the fundamentals, and I think these guys are the guys that teach you tonight. So if you guys will give them your full attention here, put your hands together, because I have this new microphone. I can see you guys. I can see you guys out there. And John and Kyle, I'm going to kind of shut up now and let you guys take it away, and I'll pop in now and again if you need me to comment on something.
Awesome.
All right, cool, man. Thanks, Travis. We appreciate it. Thanks, everybody who's on for being on. I'm John Tarr, and my partner and friend and psychiatrist a lot of times is Kyle Bell.
What's up, guys?
Who is on the line, and so we're going to take you through some stuff tonight. I'm glad Travis has already made you aware that our PowerPoints are a little ghetto, and they are a little ghetto, and tonight will be no different.
They're my audience.
That's good, because Well, I can't literally from my computer, for whatever reason, I cannot do a GoToWebinar presentation in slideshow mode. I sound like a robot. So even though it's really a slideshow, we're all going to have to pretend. So don't go ahead. Yeah, don't go ahead. We're all going to pretend like it's in slideshow
Yeah,
mode.
it's kind of like
So,
those old silent movies where you kind of just like make up what they're saying. You get to just make up what it would really look like in a big fancy presentation. We're just gonna give you the words. You
yeah.
gotta fill in the rest.
Yeah, we like to go black and white on the graphics. We like to keep it simple. So that's what you got going on. And then the second thing is that all of our webinars, we've done maybe 6 webinars in our lifetime, and each one has been its own unique adventure. So we'll see what tonight rolls for us, because tech-wise, we're not real great. I was telling these guys before we got on, I have like 8 different headsets. The one I'm wearing is not the one I charged. So at any time, this thing could go out. So if it does, just bear with me. I'll plug it back in, and I'll be right on. But yeah, we've had some pretty interesting events on our webinars, some definite adventures. So we'll see what that's going to hold tonight. But what we're going to talk about a little bit is how Kyle and I make. Basically, we make pretty good loot on Facebook every day, and we're going to show you how you can make pretty good loot on Facebook. And I think the title of the webinar is how to make $2,500 per day on Facebook profit and get traffic paid for. So we're going to go through that a little bit, which is all pretty exciting. I think we all want to get our traffic paid for, and I wish this opportunity would have been available to me when Kyle and I, when we started out, which was a few years ago, would have saved us a lot of money. But
And a lot of friends.
with that being
And a
said,
lot of friends.
and a lot of money, a lot of friends. Yeah, all our friends that we borrowed money probably wish that too.
Exactly.
Although they got it back, it was just later than they thought. So yeah, if you got a phone call from Kyle and I about 3.5 years ago, you did not want to be on the other end of that call. Yeah. So anyway, but okay, so here's what we're going to cover. We're going to cover a lot and try to get through it in as quick a time possible, because I know I do appreciate your time. I value your time. I know we're really busy. I'm assuming you guys are busy in your life, and you don't want to listen to some jerk on a webinar telling you how much money he's making, blah, blah, blah. You want to get some results, and you want to find out the real deal, and that's kind of what we're here to do. So this webinar is going to be a lot of content, a lot of overview. There's going to be about a 3% pitch in there. We try to really provide content in our webinar, and then we give you an opportunity to work with us if you want to. The end. It's not really a high-pressure type of deal, because we don't really do that. But we'll tell you a little bit about us. Now, we're not going to drone on and on, but we'll tell you a little bit about us so you guys have an overview of where we came from and what we're doing now. We'll tell you what we do. We're going to tell you how it applies to you. We'll explain a little bit about our program. We're going to show you how we make thousands of dollars per profit a day on Facebook, and we're going to do a little case study where we'll show you a campaign for one of our clients / students, and then we'll show you how to work with us and have us pay for your traffic. So we're going to get through all of that. But one of the things, Kyle and I have been around the block a little bit, and we've both owned different businesses, both online and offline. Owned and tanked, I might add. So if you have tanked a business, you're in good company, because Kyle and I have done that many, many times. So come join us and turn a big pile of money into a small pile of money. That was our program before we got to this, and we're going to show you a little bit of our evolution. And we want you to understand some things on a 10,000-foot level so that you can be successful in the online marketplace. Whether you're just starting out or if you're already going, I think this will help you a lot too. And one of the things we want to do is, a lot of people, when it comes to paid traffic, if you're not doing JV, or people do JV, they do SEO kind of stuff because they're intimidated by paid traffic. They don't want to lose money. So we're going to take a little bit of the guessing and a little bit of the intimidation out of the equation for you. So hopefully, whether you decide to join us in what we're doing or not, you're going to get something out of this webinar, and that's going to be a paradigm shift with the way you think about paid traffic.
Exactly.
Pause, Kyle. I'm pausing if you'd like to jump in there.
Yeah, and let me give you a little the way we work our webinars is, and whoever said, John, I love your voice, please stop posting that in the news feed or the questions. He's already got a big enough head about his voice. I already get zero opportunity to talk. So the only time you guys will hear me is when John actually has to stop to like take a drink or take a breath. So, I, when he's pausing, it means he's just taking a drink, and that's my opportunity to quickly jump in. So that's how this is going to work going forward, just so you guys know. But no, I don't have anything to add quite yet, John. So I guess you're free to keep rolling.
Wonderful. Yeah, we always joke that I go out in the pool and do like Navy SEAL diving type stuff just so I can talk longer. Not so I can actually dive and hold my breath, but so that I can talk longer without needing to take a breath. So, okay. But with that being said, we're going to go through some actual campaigns that we're running as affiliates, which bring in thousands of dollars in revenue every day. We're going to show you our actual accounts.
Yeah,
Disclaimer.
That's one of the things I promised him. You guys would show him some stuff you guys were doing. So awesome. I appreciate that.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, and we're going to do us a favor, please. These are our actual accounts, and so you'll see account IDs and some different stuff on there. Don't call our affiliate manager asking for different things, and here's why. Because we promised those guys that we won't actually show the screen, but we're trusting everybody to just understand we run a lot of traffic. So if they pay us X amount of dollars per sale, it's because we run a lot of traffic. And we've had guys before call and try to get the same deal. It's not a big deal. I'm like not hating on you. But then they're like, hey, why are you showing your numbers? Why are you showing what you're actually running? Because nobody does this. Nobody shows real numbers. And we are. But so please don't blow John Burks up and say, hey, I saw John and Kyle in a webinar the other night. Can you please do this? So there you go. But then Kyle, at the end of this webinar, he's going to show you how to actually set up a paid traffic campaign, just like what we run. We're going to give you like the ninja tricks of all ninja tricks on Facebook so that you guys can understand some different things about Facebook's platform and get really cheap clicks. So we're going to show you how to do that, which I think will be very helpful. That one trick alone that's going to come at the end of the webinar is really worth thousands of dollars, in my opinion. It's really good and it's pretty ninja. So
you guys down with that? You guys down with that? Say yeah on the box there if you guys are down with that.
And you're not going to call our affiliate manager.
Yeah. All right.
We got in trouble for that a couple times.
That's right. Yeah.
And it's never the guys that work with us. Yeah,
do it, but we do it anyway because we like to show real numbers.
Yeah, and it's never the guys that end up working with us. It's the guys that just grab the number off the webinar here and never call us again, but start blowing them up about trying to get, hey, I want this offer. I want this payout, blah, blah, blah.
My guys are pretty cool.
Yeah, it's all good.
Don't have any problems.
Cool.
Good deal. And we don't do a lot of these webinars. Typically, it's sort of because nobody knows who Kyle and I are really, unless you've seen it. We don't speak very often, and unless you're in the industry, most people don't know us. And so that kind of goes into who we are. I've introduced Kyle. I don't want to give him another opportunity to talk, so I'll go ahead. I don't want to mess up my flow. I'm like Peyton Manning. I don't like handing the ball off. I got to get in a flow. So yeah, but basically, if you're in the internet marketing world, you probably know Kyle and I because in that world, we're known as paid traffic guys. And how we got started out, which I'll get into that in just a little bit, I worked at Idea Incubator for Ryan Dice, and I've been in some masterminds with guys like Frank Kern and some other guys, but we're sort of traffic guys to the gurus. So a lot of the ClickBank products that you see in the top 10, 15, 20 on ClickBank is because we ran traffic for those products. So we're big in the survival niche, we're big in the dating niche, and in the health and diet niche, we're pretty big. We've had a media buy company. I'll get into that in just a second, but that's how a lot of people know us. We ran traffic for those guys in their offers because we're traffic guys. We don't have a lot of our own offers other than the one you're going to see tonight. And so we've ran a lot of traffic, and that's how those people know us. Other people don't know us because we don't speak a lot. We don't do a lot of these webinars unless we have a pretty good friend like Travis who's asked us to do one for his group because our webinars are primarily content. But one of the things and how this applies to you guys is that over the last 12 months, we've spent over $10 million running paid traffic campaigns. Most of that was spent on Facebook. So we're spending a ton of money. So it's not that we're really that intelligent, because we're not.
Nope.
Bad news, right?
Yeah.
As you find out 20 minutes into the webinar, like, oh, these guys aren't that intelligent. That's fact. Sorry about that. But we run a lot of traffic, and that's how we figure stuff out, because we're actually doing things. We're running a lot of traffic, and when you run a lot of traffic, it helps you to see trends. So you can see different things that someone who's running just a few $1,000s worth of traffic is not going to see. And that's a unique advantage that we have over some other people in this type of community. So in February 2014, so I'm not talking about 1998 when we burst on the scene, actually 3 years ago, but a lot of people get on and say, hey, in 1998 I made X amount of dollars, and you're like, yeah, well, it's 2014, so what's going on now? In February, we're going to generate over $1 million in profit from our ad campaigns, particularly on Facebook, and that's next month. That's what our goal is. And usually when we set goals, we hit them. Right, Kyle?
Well, what else would you set a goal?
That's right. So we expect to do that. So this is, and all this stuff you're going to see tonight is real. So real campaigns. We're going to be joined by a couple of people on the webinar at the end. They're real people. So this is a real deal. So let's talk a little bit about what Kyle and I do and how our company evolved in a nutshell. I told you about the media buying. We actually just licensed that company. And how we got started is when I worked at Idea Incubator for Dice, I left there. Kyle and I started a media buy company where we ran traffic for people. We would help them scale up their offer. We'll get into a little bit of those conversations in a second. But then we started building referrals. People come to us and say, hey, Byron told me I should call you, or hey, Tim told me I should call you. Are you interested in running our offer? And that's how we started. And so we had this media buy company. We just licensed that to one of our clients who bought it from us and then pays us every month, and we kind of help them to do it. There's actually a reason I tell you that, and when I get into what our offer is and what we're all about, you're going to know how Kyle and I kind of are and why we licensed that company. So media buying was one of the things that we've done. And then our favorite thing, what we're going to talk about tonight, and what we do is we run affiliate CPA traffic. That's how we make the majority of our money now, is that we just run affiliate traffic. There's a lot of reasons for that, which Kyle and I will get into here in just a second. And then the third thing we do is we have a coaching and mastermind program. We're also going to talk about that tonight, but that's the thing that we enjoy most, and that's what we decided to focus our business on. Pause. Kyle, go ahead.
Yeah, guys. Everything is true so far. I got nothing to add yet, John.
All right. It's all
a lot of this
true.
stuff, a lot of this stuff he's telling you about, you need to know it right now, because you're going to see how this really plays into what we're going to do. So
yeah,
just keep paying attention.
Yeah, it totally does. And people, when I used to go, and I've been broke, and I'm not going to tell you all those stories because it's like a country song. But the fact is, you don't care about us, and we know that. Like, no one cares about us. And when I was on these webinars, or I go to the Info Summit, I didn't give a shit about those guys. So I wanted to know, what does this have to do with me, and what can I do with that? I want to make money, and I want to give to charity, and I want to help my family. So, that's great you've got a Bentley, but what's it have to do with me? And I do not have a Bentley, by the way. But, that's what Kyle and I always talk about. So, you don't care about us, you care about you. And so let's talk a little bit about how this is going to help you and who you are and how maybe you can benefit for some of the things Kyle and I have had to learn. One, you probably, if you're on this webinar, you have an online business or you want to start an online business. There's really only two ways to be online. You either are or you want to. And if you are, you may be one of the 10% of people that are making money online. You may be the 90% that's not making money online. Kyle and I have been on both sides of that fence. So I think we can help you and you can relate to us as we get into it. So for this webinar, it doesn't matter if you're seasoned or if you're starting out. You need customers, you need sales, and you need money, and a path to get there, if you will, because we all know that, sales and customers are going to equal money. The problem is, well, how do I do that? And you need a path, and that's what we're going to show you how to do tonight. Now Kyle and I, we struggled for a really long time to figure out the online world. And I mean, story after story of running paid traffic and losing money. How many times do we lose money, Kyle? I mean, we run paid traffic and just lose money.
Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't very fun. I can tell you that much. Every time we thought we had it too. Oh, this will work. This will work.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, hey. That money.
Yeah.
I'll get you that later.
And by the time I met Kyle, I'd already pimped all my family for the money I could get. So when Kyle and I met, we had to start pimping his family for money.
Well, and unfortunately, neither of us are that cool, so we don't really bring a lot of friends to the table either. So.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. Yeah. So, but anyway, we've done this. We struggled for a really long time, and I can understand. So if you guys are out there buying a lot of info products and you're searching for that magic bullet, although it's not out there, by the way, but I understand because I did the same thing. I mean, there wasn't an info product under the sun that I didn't buy and think that was going to help save me. And in defense of all the great products I bought, Mass Control, Liz Control, One Man Million, Bob Serling stuff, Dan Kennedy stuff, they were all really good. And today I received a lot of value from those products. Today, looking back on it, but at the time I was buying this stuff and I still wasn't making any money. And, Kyle and I could go on and on sharing broke stories and lack of heat and homelessness, but we won't do that. But what we will tell you, in what we're going to get into in just a second, is the light bulb finally went off for us. And because we finally figured it out, and it literally changed our lives. And I'm not trying to be dramatic there. It really did. I mean, we have something that we're going to talk to you about called the abundance equation that literally changed our lives. And the thing about it is it's one of the easiest and simplest formulas to understand in business. It's really the formula that you have to understand. And we think it's about the only thing that matters. And if you talk to different people out there, and you guys know this, so you go to your optometrist, right? And your optometrist's like, oh, you got to do this for your eyes and that for your eyes and, 4 hours worth of care for your eyes, right? Because they think that that's all that matters. And they'll tell you all this stuff that can go wrong with your body if you don't take care of your eyes. You go to the dentist and they'll tell you, oh, you got to do this to your teeth and you got to fill this cavity and you got to spend X amount of dollars because if you don't do this, shit's going to break because of your teeth. And I mean, so everyone on down to your history professor in college, everyone thinks that their stuff matters most. And so this is mine and Kyle's This Matters Most. So understand that we're passionate about the formulas that we're going to reveal and share with you tonight. So here's how most people do their offers in the internet marketing world. Most people are going to show you how to make money because they're going to give you a book or a video. That's what they're going to do. And so, you might get a video system, you might get a book or a video, you're going to get a one time a week coaching call or whatever that is. But the problem with that is the telephone game. And so if you guys, have you ever played the telephone game? Like put yes in the chat box. So the telephone games, when I tell Kyle, hey Kyle, so-and-so is going to be here at 5, and then Kyle goes on down the line, and by the time you get to the 60th person, it's completely different. The message is distorted and it's different. Yeah. And that's what happens in translation, right? So, Frank Kern is a badass, and Frank Kern puts on paper what he thinks leads to badassedom, but then really? By the time he gets to me, I don't get it. It's lost in translation to me. And I remember when I first watched Mass Control, I said, what the hell is the difference between a sales page and an opt-in page? I didn't have any idea. And that's what happens to people, I think. I'm taking a breath, Kyle. Pause.
Yeah. So again, there are lots of things out there that you can buy and they'll show you how to make money. But one of the things that we're going to show you, and hopefully you understand, is that actual hands-on type stuff is going to be a lot better than playing this telephone type game.
Yeah,
That's it. You're not leaving me a lot of
telephone
meat
is
on the
no
bone.
good.
I got to admit, John, you're not leaving me much tonight.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to have to like pause like a second earlier, give me a little more sentence to work with or something, but you're not leaving me anything. These guys are
Yeah,
going
well,
to
you'll
think I have,
notice at the end, you
yeah, they're
you
going to
get to
think
go
I
through
got
the whole
nothing.
case study. It's like I'm running up and down the floor for 3/4 here, but when it's crunch time, you're going to get the whole case study. So everybody, we don't want them to numb to your voice by then. So I'm doing all the heavy lifting over here.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay.
Yeah.
You're just protecting them.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. But what Kyle and I are doing, because we've been kind of where you're at, and as we get to this stuff, we're really trying, I think we've succeeded, in turning the online world kind of upside down, because we've literally created what we think, unless you guys can tell us who else has got this, the first ever done-for-you affiliate program out there. And it's none of our own products, by the way. So it's not like we're doing a done-for-you affiliate program where you're promoting our stuff. It literally, we give you everything with this program, and I'm going to show you why we can do that because we're about to get to the meat of the content here. But we're giving you the offer, the landers, and the money to run your traffic. If you don't know what any of those things are, then that's cool. Just chill because we're going to explain to you what they are. But we basically, a guy summed it up. We were doing an event in Vegas this past weekend, and it was our own event. And we had our rep from the affiliate company where we run all the offers, and he said, man, these guys basically have gone out, gotten the ingredients, tested everything, basically mix the batter, and they're giving you a cake and just saying, hey, put it in the oven and run it at 450 degrees, and you're going to make money. And that's exactly what we do. There's a lot of reasons we do that. We're going to go into it. But that's kind of what we're talking about. So as we get towards the end of the webinar, we're going to tell you more about that. But if you have your own products or if you don't have your own products, let's talk about affiliate marketing real quick. And then specifically, let's talk about CPA things. So this could be basic and it's cool, but what's affiliate marketing? Affiliate marketing is basically promoting someone else's product for a commission. That's all it is. I mean, let's be quite simple here. So, Kyle, let's talk a little bit about why affiliate marketing is our favorite way to do business.
We're about
That's
to
on the next slide, but go ahead and tell everybody.
You're about to get
let me give you a little meat here.
Okay.
Let me throw you the ball. Let's see what you can do with it here.
Okay. Oh, you want me to go? I thought you were going to ask me a question.
Earn your money.
I thought you were going to ask me a question.
I am asking you a question.
Oh,
why is affiliate marketing your favorite way to do business?
Because I wake up every morning with...
I'm searching for partners, by the way, people.
Oh, man, I just got fired. Well, here's why. Because I wake up every morning with no employees, no customer support. I don't have to worry about inventory to fill. I don't have to worry about my site being down. As long as Facebook's up, I'm still good. So I don't have to worry about any of that stuff. I don't have to have a 1-800 number. I don't have to have a physical address. I don't have to have people coming to my house. I don't have to do any of that stuff. So that's why I love affiliate marketing.
Yeah, I mean, no products to ship. That was awesome. That's exactly what I was looking for.
Perfect.
And how many times have we ran traffic for people info publishers, because we've ran a lot of info products, that their site's been down? I mean, half the battle is staying online.
Yep.
So, how many times, with Peak 10 did the site go down?
Well, we're just throwing out names, huh?
HostGator. My God, do we have $1 for every time HostGator's crashed?
Yeah. Yep. Well, since John's throwing out names, I guess so. But yeah, the biggest problem, guys, with your own product, there's so much to worry about, right? You got so many things up in the air. You've got an email list that you're trying to manage, and then you've got deliverability issues, and you've got all these other things. So, one, John and I don't really like employees. We don't really like, having customer service. We don't really like having a product and inventory we got to manage, or an email list that we got to manage. So it's just a lot easier for us just to do affiliate marketing. Now, again, keep in mind, that's the way John and I like it, and there's lots of people making lots of money doing it their way, but this is how John and I like to do it.
Yeah, and like I say, there's no right or wrong answer, but it is our favorite way to do business. And, the other thing is, so if someone's offer goes down, or so let's say their website goes down. Well, we just direct it to another offer. So I think that affiliate marketing for us is the greatest way to get leverage on our talent, and our talent seems to be running traffic. Our talent is really fifth grade math, which we're going to get into. We're fifth grade math savants. I mean, we can just do it all day. 100 minus 20s, 80. We could do that all. We could fill a whole webinar with that. So that's sort of our secret sauce. So leverage is the big thing. And here's the untold secret about internet marketing, which Dan Kennedy says, it's the offer stupid. That's what Dan says. And what they don't tell you in internet marketing, when everybody's telling you to, run your own product and to build a product and to come out with an info product, they don't tell you how hard it is to dial in your offer. They don't tell you that stuff. And so, I mean, Kyle, how many good offers are there out there?
I don't know. Every time we turn around, there's another good offer. It seems to convert. So we haven't run out yet.
Well, that's definitely the truth, but they're the exception, not the norm. So it's a lot harder to create a good offer than it is to run traffic to a good offer. Would you say?
Yo, for sure.
Yeah, and that's the thing that they don't really explain to you is how hard it's going to be. So Kyle and I, a long time ago, we'd have a bunch of people come to us that wanted us to run traffic, and we decided we were going to become the Phil Jacksons of traffic, right? So the NBA coach, Phil Jackson, right? Is he taking a job with the Wizards? Hell no. He's coaching Jordan. He's coaching Kobe and Shaq. I mean, he's dealing with guys that can win championships, and that's why he's got how many? 10?
More than I got. That's all I know.
Yeah, I mean, a bunch. So we said all we're going to deal with is really good offers. That's all we're going to do. So if it's a good offer, then we're going to run traffic to it. And so that's how you become a paid traffic expert, is run a really good offer. How do you become the winningest coach in NBA history? Have Michael Jordan playing for you. That helps. Or Shaq and Kobe. And so that's one thing you need to understand right now. So I'm going to give you that. That's a rider downer. It's the offer stupid. If you're an affiliate, run good offers. How do you tell that something's a good offer? If it puts money in the bank. If it puts more money in the bank than you spent, it's a good offer.
John, can I pause you a second here?
Yeah. Oh, man, Travis, you're playing with fire with that.
I just want everybody to understand. So many people say, like, this is the introduction. I want to make this really, really clear. Part of making a great living online is boiling all this BS down to the simplest core components. And what John is telling you right now is one of the biggest lessons you will ever get. And it is all about the offer and matching the right people to the right offer. And I as I preach to you guys, and all your job is as an affiliate marketer is to be a matchmaker, is to match up the right people with the right offer. If you guys take nothing else away from this tonight, I mean, you're going to get a lot more, but if you take nothing else from that, that is simplicity. Everything else is just complicating the matter. So
yeah,
I'm off my soapbox.
No, well, let me just add a little bit to that too, guys. We could just show you how to make a Facebook ad and end the webinar, but then you wouldn't have any of the understanding of actually how to do it. So part of what we're doing with this webinar is we actually want you guys to have usable content. So if you never talk to us again, you would be able to go to Facebook and understand why something works and then be able to place the ad and still make money. So you don't need us going forward. So part of this is the groundwork for that. So keep that in mind as we get through this.
I apologize, John. I won't say that's the last time, though.
Yeah, no worries, man. Hop in there anytime. Contrary to popular belief, I like people to talk. Kyle he doesn't really make an effort, so it's all good. Yeah. So let's talk about CPA traffic. If you guys are out there running traffic, I'm just curious how many people know what CPA traffic is. You know what it is now because it's up on the screen, but how many of you are running CPA traffic? This is all coming together. I'm like Mr. Miyagi over here. We're waxing on, we're waxing off.
Exactly. That's a
okay.
Looks like we've got some yeses.
So
we're getting a few yeses, yeah.
Yeah, we've got
Okay,
some
so
people who've tried
CPA
it.
traffic is, it basically stands for action. What's that?
I said, yeah, we're getting some people who've tried it even. So
You still, okay, cool. So it basically stands for cost per action. And what that means, an action can be all kinds of stuff. It can be an email opt-in. It can be a sale. It can be a credit card submit. So there are all kinds of different things. It can be an app download. Whatever that vendor or that publisher is trying to do, that's the cost per action. So they might pay you $2 per email submit. They might pay you $80 per lead if it's a payday loan. It might have 50 fields. You know, it just depends. But all those actions are different. So you have all these different offers out there, which is why always keep in mind it's the offer stupid. So, you know, you get paid different amounts depending on the action. Obviously, you get paid different amounts depending on the vendor. CPA people, guys that run CPA traffic, or guys that end up putting their offers on these CPA networks, they know their stuff because they know their numbers, which I'm going to get into in just a second. Kyle and I run most of our traffic CPA. There's not a lot of refunds. There's not a lot of chargebacks, as long as you're not sending fraud traffic and things like that. So I don't have to deal with the ClickBanks of the world. We're nothing against ClickBank, and we run traffic there, but I don't have to deal with refunds. And so that's one less number that I have to understand, which when we get into our example and we start showing you some real stuff, you're going to see and you're going to understand that CPA stuff is where it's at because they're going to pay you per action. So what Kyle and I have done is we have combined CPA affiliate offers and paid traffic to kind of explode our numbers, and I'm going to show you how we do that. Most of our traffic comes from Facebook. We literally spend, you know, like I said, we've spent, I don't know, $10 million in the last 12 months, and I'd say 80% of that traffic comes from Facebook. It used to be about 40%, but we literally at this point are running the majority of our stuff on Facebook. It creates what we like to call the abundance equation, which we think is cool. And we call it the abundance equation because it's the key to having more than enough money every day. So basically, Kyle and I know what we're going to make every day before we get out of bed. We know to a penny. And if it's off for some reason, like I went to the Caribbean for the holidays, I came back, Kyle and I had a check-in call. I said, hey, our numbers are down. He said to me, that's because our upsell percentage went from X to Y, and our conversion percentage went from X to Y. I changed this lander. It'll go back up to Y. The end. We know to the penny what we're going to make. And there's a reason that we know that stuff. So let's talk about paid traffic for a second, because that's the vehicle that we use to make this magic happen. So when I say paid traffic, I mean any ad that you can place and you're going to pay for. So banners, PPC traffic, email drops, all that would be considered paid traffic. I know a lot of affiliates use SEO, they use JV type things. That would not be considered paid traffic. So if you're brand new, that's the difference. We're talking just paid traffic. And each paid traffic module or platform that you're going to work with is going to be a little bit different. The nuances of that are going to be different. So if you're running Facebook traffic, there are things you need to understand about Facebook that are going to be basically unique to Facebook. If you're running ad network traffic, there are things that you're going to run that are going to be unique to ad network traffic. If you're doing email drops, there are metrics you want to track that are going to be unique to those email drops. However, there's a reason we run paid traffic, and it's because, as we talk about, Kyle, I'll let you have a little meat here. Talk about SEO. Talk about Panda and Penguin and all that kind of stuff. That's all we know about SEO. We barely know how to spell it.
Yep, that's it. I don't even know anything about SEO. I don't know anything about HTML code or anything like that. I got no clue.
Yeah, the bottom line with SEO, though, from what I know from SEO guys that are friends of ours, it's not real predictable. One day you're rolling, you're getting traffic, you're at the top of Google. The next day your whole business model's blown because Google changes their algorithm on you. And so the thing we like about paid traffic is it is predictable. Kyle and I know every day, like I said, exactly what we're going to make when we wake up. It's scalable. So with an email drop, it's not real scalable. You're gonna if you're gonna do a JV type venture, it's not a scalable endeavor because you got to get a JV, you got to do a webinar, you've got to do an email, whatever it is you're going to do, and then you've got to go find the next JV. When you're doing PPC traffic, my God, I mean, you can just go, it's just infinite, the amount of traffic you can get. You can do 1 unit, you can do 1,000 units in a day, and the thing about paid traffic is it's abundant. There's more than you can get to. You don't have enough money to get all the clicks that are out there, and the example I use is there's an adult network for traffic, and I'm not here to debate whether adult traffic is good, bad, moral, immoral. I'm using it purely for statistics. 8.1 billion impressions a day. So that just gives you an idea of how much traffic's out there. That's just on that network. That's not Google. That's not Facebook. That's not any of the other traffic that you can see. 8.1 billion impressions a day. Because people always ask me, well, do these offers get saturated? No. You can't reach all the people you need to reach when you want to reach them. So basically, bottom line here is you can make all the money you want and need from paid traffic if you know a few things, which is what Kyle and I are going to show you. You've got to know a few things about your paid traffic. So the first thing that we showed you is it's the offer stupid. So if you have your own offer, it either converts or it doesn't. So you need to do what you can to make it convert. Otherwise, you're just going to go broke faster. If you send paid traffic to a bad offer, you will lose money. And the more traffic you send, the more money you will lose. If you send paid traffic to an offer, you're going to make money. The more traffic you send, the more money you're going to win. We're going to show you that. So the first thing is the offer. The second thing is now you know about traffic, you need to understand the metrics that you have to track. And then we're going to show you actually how to do it. So like I say, we're really getting into the Mr. Miyagi stuff here. So remember I was telling you earlier in this presentation, a light bulb went off for Kyle and I, and we finally figured out some things about traffic and internet marketing that we didn't know. This light bulb went off for me while I was working at Idea Incubator for Ryan Dice. That's when I learned what I'm about to tell you. And so it's the most simple thing ever. And I don't know that I learned this exactly from those guys, but I learned it while I was there and while I was doing some numbers. So how many of you guys have seen Shark Tank, the show Shark Tank?
Hell yeah.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, just type in yes. And Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful. Mr. Wonderful, Kevin O'Leary is just awesome. And so here's what the sharks know that you don't know, and this is why it means everything to your online business. So Kevin O'Leary gets on there, Mr. Wonderful, and the entrepreneur stands across from him and starts blowing their front teeth out about their great product and, you know, they're good people and they only employ people in the U.S. and all this other stuff that doesn't matter. Kyle, what does Kevin O'Leary always ask him?
What are your sales?
Yeah, what are your sales? What are your sales? How much does it cost you to get a sale? You'll hear him say that. You'll say, how much is a customer worth to you? What's the lifetime value of your customer? He's going to ask him that. And typically, if they know the answer to these questions, he's always like, well, why do you need me? Because that's what he knows that 98% of entrepreneurs don't know. So, Kyle, when we would sit down with clients that would come to us and want us to run traffic, and we would ask them these numbers that we're about to share, how many of them, what percentage of them knew these?
0% of them.
Yeah, we never had a client that knew the answers to these three questions that I'm going to ask for you, and then I'm going to show you how to figure this. So if you think for 1 second that this is intro stuff, it's not. This is like real live stuff, and this is what you need to know. And if you're an affiliate, I'm going to show you how to figure this. If it's your own offer, you're going to figure out how to figure it as well. Don't feel bad if you don't know it, because yeah, please.
Can I butt in like Kevin O'Leary and give you like a recap like he does so far? Because there's some really freaking important points here. Number one, it's the offer stupid. Number two, it's the offer stupid. And that's so important because here's the deal, and I've done hundreds of campaigns, and you know almost instantly if the offer is going to be scalable or not just by if sales start happening. If you can't get sales to start happening, more than likely you might as well just shut down the campaign. But now those sales may not be profitable at first, but and I call it the popcorns popping. But if you can hear the kernels start popping right away, typically that means that offer is going to have legs, and you can possibly scale that offer. So that's so important, because it's one thing to read a book about how to ride a bike, but actually getting on the bike, and you guys are getting these guys do millions of dollars a year, and they don't do a lot of these webinars. They're coming on here as a favor to teach you guys this and give you their experience. And it's the offer, finding the right people, and if you don't have traction pretty quickly, it's like I said, that's why Kevin Leary says he doesn't care what their damn product is. He's like, what's your sales? They can talk the biggest game in the world, but if their sales are like none or $2,500 over the last 3 years, he's not interested. He's just not going to be interested, because if they had a good offer, if they had a product that appealed to the marketplace that people wanted to buy, they would already have sales.
Yep.
Key point. Cool.
John?
Awesome. That's how you do it, Kyle, right there.
Okay. Well, now I got Travis and John, two guys that love to talk with great radio voices. I got no shot here.
I got John Tarr disease, so it's okay.
Yeah, nice. Hey, man, that's awesome. I have a disease named after me now. I love it. Yeah, it's so true. And so here's the thing. So here's the 3 numbers that you need to know that Kyle and I, damn, man, I wish we would have figured this out years ago. But we didn't know this. And this is what the guys on Shark Tank get that no one else gets. And this is what a lot of times people don't understand. And content providers, they think it's all about the content. It's not about the content. I don't care if you've got the best book in the world. I don't care if you have the best content in the world. It's about these 3 numbers and then the path to get to these numbers. So here's what your online business is all about. How much is your front-end customer worth? We're going to explain how you figure that number in just a second. That's 1. 2, how much is the lifetime value of that customer for you? That's the second thing that's important. And how much does it cost you on average to acquire that customer? The end. That's it. That's all business in a nutshell. So I don't care if it's an online business, an offline business. I don't care if you're a psychologist. I don't care if you're an online marketer. It's all the same. Those are the 3 things that you need to know, and you should write those down, because I promise you that that's the key right there. Now, here's what I hear. Here's what Kyle and I would run into. We'd ask our clients, or potential clients, these numbers, and here's what they'd say. Well, my numbers vary. Yeah, we know they vary. That's why it's called an average, right? So I had one guy tell me, some, the first sale's $47, and it could be as much as $5,000. Yeah, okay. So you have a funnel. That's awesome. Tell us who buys what, what's your average sale amount. So all this stuff becomes math. And then you get Dan Kennedy's favorite that I hear all the time. My business is well, it doesn't work like that in our business, right? Yeah, it does. It works like that in every business, because it's math. The business is math, and it's 5th grade math, thankfully, for all of us, which we'll get into in a second. But yeah, you hear, well, I sell this, that's high ticket stuff. I sell this, so it doesn't count. Or I sell ticket stuff, so my business is different. No, it isn't. Those 3 numbers apply. So I think Travis and Kyle both would agree that those 3 numbers become everything in your online business.
Amen, brother. Yes.
Travis and Kyle agree?
Yep.
All right. Okay. Cool. And again, Kyle, none of our clients knew the answer to these questions. So if you think that, like I say, that this is, remedial stuff, and these are big guys. These are number 1, number 2 on ClickBank guys. These guys are making a lot of effing money, and they still didn't understand this stuff, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people would say, well, go to ClickBank. It'll tell you. I don't really pay attention to that.
Yep.
So
none of them knew it.
Yeah. So if you know this, you're going to be ahead of 98% of the people that you're doing business with. So let's talk about that. In order to understand a game, you need to know what metrics to track, right? So basketball, 2 points or 3 points, pretty easy. Football, 3.7 points, then you got your extra points. You need to know how to play the game a little bit. But first, you need to know how the game's played. What are the metrics? So now I've just explained to you the metrics that you need to track. So how can you make money online with paid traffic? I'm going to go through a couple of case studies here. We're going to show you how to do some Facebook stuff. We're also then going to show you, we're going to have some people from our group come on and talk to you a little bit. So I always ask this, who wants unlimited free traffic? Free traffic. So put in there, yes, I would like free traffic.
L to the S.
All right. Do we have any yeses?
We're not going to continue unless people answer. We're not going to continue unless people answer, man. If you guys want the free traffic, yeah. Okay, here we go. Here we go. You got to help our low self-esteem out, guys. Come on now. There we go.
Free traffic.
All right, awesome. So they're on it. They're on it now.
Yeah, we like to know that somebody's. We do, although I like to talk. All right, cool. So there's a formula that Kyle and I talked to you about, which we call the abundance equation. And I'm going to show you what that formula is right now. And we're going to do some fifth grade math. And luckily for all of us, the only thing that's really required with this equation and all this online marketing stuff and moving millions of dollars through your bank account on a monthly basis is fifth grade math. It really is this simple. So let's take this as an actual campaign numbers. We're going to show you this case study in just a minute. So let's go through this. Let's say we're going to sell a trial product of Garcinia cambogia. And again, I'm not here to debate with anybody on anything. We're using this purely as a number and statistical type of thing. So
no, this is a weight loss product, right?
It is. It's a weight loss product. It's a weight loss supplement. And what ends up happening, the product owner is going to pay us $38 per sale in this example. And that's typical. These run anywhere from $32 to $40 depending on the different trials and things. And let's say that there's an upsell that's also $38. So we're gonna assume that there's an upsell because there is in fact an upsell. So let's talk about a couple of different things that we're going to use for this assumption. We're going to assume a 3% conversion rate. Now, what that means is that if we get 100 clicks to this offer, 3 of them are going to buy the offer. Does everyone understand that? Fun with fifth grade math.
I'm with you.
So, all right, cool. The second product, the upsell, is going to convert at a 50% rate. So let's assume that we're going to get 200 clicks. We're going to get 6 people to buy. Then 3 of those people are going to buy the second product. Is everyone following me there? A 50% upsell take rate. These are actual numbers. In fact, they're a little lower than what we see, but I'm from Indiana. Nice round Indiana numbers here. So don't want to whip out the calculator. I mean, Travis from Arkansas, from Indiana, things get a little shaky. We start getting into odd numbers. So we're going to pay 40 cents a click. That's what we're going to assume. Most of the time, we pay about half that. But let's just say we're going to pay 40 cents a click, and we're going to send 2,000 clicks to this offer. And then Kyle's going to bust in and actually show you some different numbers once we talk to some people. So everybody following me so far? Travis, Kyle?
Yep.
I'm with you, brother.
Okay, cool. So my fifth grade math tells me that 40 cents a click times 2,000 clicks is $800. 2,000 clicks times 3% conversions, that's 60 sales. We're going to make 60 sales off of this. And then if we're going to take 60 sales times $57, we're going to have $3,420 in revenue. Now, this is where it gets tricky. So where this fifth grade math gets exciting is that I got to $57 because I took what I'm going to make on the front end sale, which is $38. I'm going to break this all down for you, all this this craziness just a second, but I took $38 from the front end sale, and then I'm assuming a 50% take rate on the second sale, which is also $38. So I add half of the second sale, which is $19, I believe, plus $8. That's how I get to $57.
Gotcha.
If you guys can't follow me there, I mean,
that's bordering on sixth grade math, but I'm still there, brother.
Well, I'm a savant, though, fifth grade math savant. I can do this stuff all day. So if people aren't with me, I completely get it. Don't feel bad at home. It took Kyle and I a lot of time to be able to do these numbers.
Well, and a lot of money.
And it took a lot of money till we finally figured this out. So we're going to have $3,420 in revenue. Now, back to the three things. These are the three things that we talked about we need. So what's our average sale worth up front? So $38 plus 50% take rate is $57. So what you're going to do is you're going to basically, you want to write this down. I'm telling you this stuff's important. Your average sale, to get that, you're going to take your total revenue divided by your conversions. Advanced stuff here. But 98% of people don't know it. And so your average sale is a total of $57 on the front end. So that's the one number you wanted to know, right? Out of the three. You want to know that one first. Okay. So the second thing you wanted to know, second part of the numbers, what's your lifetime customer value? So for this product, it's only $57 because we're an affiliate and we're not selling them anything else for the sake of this example. Because we're not putting them on an opt-in list. We're not going to sell them anything else later. I don't want to get into retargeting and all that kind of stuff. So for the sake of this, the lifetime value is $57. Does everyone understand that? Yes, 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 yes. Type it in.
Yeah.
I can't see the chat box.
Yeah, they're going. They're with you, brother.
All right. Okay. So the number 3 is, what does it cost to acquire this customer? So in order to figure this, you take the total ad spend divided by the sales. So we had $800 is what we spent in advertising costs, and we sold 60 products. So that, to my math, is $13.30 is what it costs to acquire a customer. And believe it or not, the first time we did this presentation in San Diego, we actually had the math wrong, if you can believe that. I don't know if Travis remembers that, but we had the math wrong.
I remember.
On our slides.
I do remember.
So,
yeah. You guys had your shoes on.
Yeah. So that's right. So here's our business in a nutshell. Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Shark Tank man. Our average client is worth $57 to us. It cost us $13.30 to acquire that customer. Our only overhead is what it costs to acquire the customer because the product owner covers everything else. We don't have any shipping expenses. We don't have any of that. That's their business model. That's not our business model, right? So they would still want to use these three numbers, but they're not important to us. So basically, my question to you before I go on to the next slide is, do you think Kevin O'Leary would invest in our business? Our clients were $57. It cost us $13.30 to get them, and we can probably get as many as we need.
Yep, you're getting lots of yeses.
Felix says yes. Christine's yes. Daryl's yes.
F
Jeff
yeah.
Sherwood, hell yes. Yeah. F yeah.
Yes. All right. So, yeah, hell yes, he would. Exactly, because we not only know the numbers, but we know the formulas to get to the numbers, right? So if our cost per click went up, we would now know how to figure that. If our conversion rate went down, we would know how to figure that. So when I told you,
can I pause you just
please,
1 second?
Jump in.
There's one guy saying, yeah, but I have to have the $800 to get started. Well, here's your answer right there. If you can show them numbers, even on a small scale, what the numbers can do, you're not going to have a problem getting investors. You're not going to have a problem. You can show anybody, hey, if you invest $13, I can show you a $57 return, and you can show at least a few times. You don't need to have the whole damn $800. You're going to find somebody to come in and partner with you.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, no, that's exactly right, Travis, because the path that an investor doesn't want to go down with you is the path that Kyle and I used to be on, which is turning my $2 as an investor into $1. That's the path those guys don't want to go down.
Yeah,
But
or tell them
right?
how great
I mean, nobody wants to do that.
yeah, or tell them how great your product is and how it's going to change the world and how you have zero sales up to this point, or
Right.
you've lost $100,000 last
Yeah.
year. Yeah.
Well, and that's exactly right, because see, when you don't understand these three numbers, then that's all you have to talk about. And the only thing an investor cares about are these three numbers. And once they know that they can make a bunch of money on your product because you understand these numbers, they'll invest with you all day. It's all day.
William's saying for every dollar you make $4.30, that rocks. Yeah, that's what these guys. That's why these guys are here. Not only because they understand the numbers, but they're going to show you how to get that low customer acquisition cost there.
Yep.
Yeah, totally. Totally. And so, you know, it's very, very important that you guys understand that. And that's why we told you about It's the Offer Stupid, right? Because different offers are going to convert differently. And so if you have an offer that's not doing these types of numbers, your offer is not as strong. So what our business model is we want to turn $1 into $2. If an offer can't do that for us, then we're not interested in promoting that offer. That's why I started out with that, because it is the offer stupid. That's where it starts. And then the traffic in these numbers are secondary to that. But you have to know these numbers. And now you can scale. And we're going to talk about the wonderful world of scaling. So everybody's with me. Everybody understands this stuff.
And
so
guys,
far?
we'll stick around and answer everybody's questions at the end too. For as long as you guys got questions, we'll answer questions. So if we don't get to them,
Yeah,
if I don't
we're
answer them
live.
while I'm going, then I'll get to them at the end.
Yeah, we're live, so we'll roll here. So there's a couple of important metrics.
Yeah, I just want to say that we don't do a whole lot of these type of webinars, so we don't really have our timing down. So, but I promise you guys, hang on. You guys are getting to the really. You've already covered a lot of the foundational stuff, so now we're getting to the push button stuff and such. So,
yeah.
So cool.
Yeah. So now there's a couple of important metrics, and remember I talked about free traffic a little bit. So there's a couple of important metrics to understand when running this traffic. One, in the online world, that's what we're going to focus on. Now, you know, if you're running television ads, if you're doing email type stuff, there's different metrics. But let's talk about online PPC type advertising. The first thing you want to track is your earnings per click. And in order to figure that, you just take your revenue divided by your number of clicks. Okay, pretty simple formula. I don't even know if you can call that a formula. Maybe you can, right? But basically, it's your earnings per click. The second thing is your cost per click. So how much does it cost me to get that click? Now, that seems like, okay, that's pretty simple. But again, I didn't know it. I kept losing a bunch of money because I couldn't figure out how to raise that EPC and do all that stuff because I didn't understand it was the offer stupid. I didn't understand that. And so let's figure this. So if we make $3,420 in revenue and we had 2,000 clicks, we had a total earnings per click of $1.71. These numbers are pretty accurate because they're taken from real life campaigns. Now, we also know our cost per click was 40 cents. So the $1 million question is, if we make $1.71 every time someone clicks on our ad and we spend 40 cents to get that click, then how much does that click cost? And the answer to that is nothing. We actually make $1.31 every time someone clicks our ad.
Amen.
So we're making money, right? Yeah. Every time someone clicks your ad, you're making money. And you're making a lot of money, $1.31.
I'd rather have that over free traffic any damn day.
Yeah, right.
That is the best
exactly.
free traffic you can get.
Well, and people don't understand that paid traffic, if it's done right, is actually free. It's not paid. It's free, and you make money on it. If you're not making money on it, you don't run it. The end. People don't understand that, and they're intimidated by it because, oh, I got to pay $5,000 for this email drop. Well, if it makes you 10, then you're actually making money by booking that thing. So, or, PPC. So now we've got a $2 million question. If you make $1.31 per click, how many clicks do you want to get? And the answer is as many as you possibly can. Then it becomes how many clicks can I get? And so the trick to getting unlimited free traffic or paid traffic, meaning getting paid for your traffic, is to know those three numbers. Once you know those three numbers, then now you can scale. Because if you know you're going to make $1.31 for every click, then now the trick is just to get more clicks. But you can't do that unless you know those three numbers. You cannot do it. You have to know those. And what we're trying to do here, what Kyle and I always talk about, is we're in the limiting belief business. And so what our goal is to hopefully have you, if you're on this webinar right now, have a paradigm shift with regards to paid traffic and understand that it actually take the intimidation out of it. And understand that if you can do a couple of simple formulas and understand a little fifth grade math, then what ends up happening is you make money from paid traffic, and you want to get as many clicks as you can because you make money for every click. You're not paying for every click. You're getting paid for every click. Does everybody understand that? This is where the money's at in online marketing.
Getting some yeses?
Yeah, and I know people are wanting to see, okay, so how do we get the cheap traffic to make this all happen? I just want to add before we get to that, I haven't been in business a long time, since 2006, but a lot of crap has gone down since 2006. People get slapped by SEO and everything, and I keep chugging along. My business gets better and better every year. And I always say you just have to be okay at this stuff. You don't even have to be a grandmaster at it, but it's because I know how to buy my traffic, and I know how to turn a dollar into more than a dollar. And that's what allows me to keep on chugging along, moving along. Yes, I do have some SEO stuff, but I don't rely on that. That is just like icing on the cake. The cake is the Kevin O'Leary factor. It really is, whether you're a business owner or an affiliate guy. It's what is my earnings per click, and if you can get your traffic for less than earnings per click, the result is happiness and profits. Anything over that EPC, result is frustration and unhappiness. So
it really is, and I want to expand on what you said earlier, Travis, where you said that you always teach your people to match an offer with someone who wants that offer, a target, right? And so everyone's got this myth out there that if I get cheap traffic, I'm going to make a lot of money. So people will say, well, I want you to show me how to get cheap traffic. And the reason we set up all of our stuff like this is to illustrate to people, if you know those three numbers, it doesn't matter what you pay for your traffic. All you have to do is pay less for your traffic than what you make. And your earnings per click is determined by the strength of that offer and how well you match them to your clients.
John, that's a really good point, because there's people out there that are glad to pay $5 all day long per click because they know they're making $7.50. They know they're making $8, earnings per click. Yeah, and so they don't even want the 35 cents per click if it's the wrong people or the wrong traffic. It's a great
exactly.
analogy.
If you can get those, if you're making $10 a click and you can get 35-cent clicks, cool. But I'm telling you guys, every single person that's on this webinar is that this is the secret sauce. This is it. There's no magic bullet that I can give you that's better than this. The bottom line is, if you understand the offer and then you know these three numbers, you can make money online. That's the trick. I can show you how to get Facebook clicks for $1, and you're going to make money with this offer. I can show you, and we're going to show you some different accounts that we're paying 20-some cents a click for, and you make money on that. So bottom line is know these three numbers, and then you'll never be dependent. People always ask us, and I mentioned this to start out the webinar, people always ask us, well, what's your secret sauce? Our secret sauce is 5th grade math, okay, for real. It doesn't matter. We can show you Facebook, and if for some reason that dries up and we have to show you another traffic source, guess what? We can do that because we understand our numbers. And if those numbers don't work for that offer, we'll go get another offer. So that's the secret sauce, what I just showed you. So anyway, everybody with me there? Kyle, you going to say anything? Are you still alive, Kyle?
I'm answering questions over here, man. Keeping the masters happy, yeah.
You putting in the work over there?
Yeah, fingers are getting tired.
Nice. All right, so let me go through a little bit about when you're an affiliate and you're running CPA traffic or you're running info traffic, here's what you need. And I'm going to tell you, if you're going to do this on your own, I'm going to give you some hints. And then Kyle's going to break open a case study, and we're going to let you talk to some of the people that are working with us now that are making money online. So when you're running CPA traffic, you need the following. You need traffic, right? Check. We've talked about that. You need a path. A path is like a landing page, an opt-in with email autoresponder, whatever a path is. And again, this is a 10,000-foot view. So keep in mind that that's the path you need. We use landing pages, and particularly advertorial pages. Kyle is going to show you a couple of different things. The next thing you need is an offer, right? You need a good offer. It's the offer stupid. They don't all convert the same, so you need a really good offer. And then you need money to scale your traffic, which, as Travis pointed out earlier, if you can show someone how to turn $1 into $2, getting the money is no problem. You have Uncle John and Uncle Kyle over here.
Yeah, I still see a couple people saying, "Oh, you got to have money to start with." Look, you don't need a lot of money. If you can show me you spent $100 and made $200 over like a little bit of traffic, come to me and I'll work with you. I'll give you the damn money to run the damn campaign.
Guys, and here's a little secret. There's a reason why we pay for your traffic when you run our offers with our ads and our campaigns, because we know they work. So we don't take. There's not a ton of risk in that for us, but that's just a little side secret.
Yeah. Exactly, and we're going to show you, because we will pay for your traffic, and like Travis said, I mean, you got Uncle Travis, Uncle Kyle, and Uncle John over here, and we'll give you all the money you need when you got a winning offer, because we know that path and how important it is. So,
hey, John, Will is calling you out on your et cetera abbreviations. One thing you should know about John, Will, is John doesn't give an F about his spelling. I don't even bother trying to correct him anymore because he's always like, I don't give an F, Kyle. I don't care if I can spell right. I can make him money. That's what he always tells me. It's all red
underlined and everything.
Yeah. So I don't even bother changing it anymore because he yells at me. So there you go, Will.
Yeah,
that's why
exactly. Yeah, and I appreciate the feedback because, I'm pretty bad about that. I basically throw these things together. I try to give as much content as I possibly can. I remember Dan Kennedy talking once at an info summit, and he said that he had this guy in the room that counted the number of times he said and Dan asked him, did you count the number of people that went to the back of the room and bought what I was selling? He's like, because that's the real thing that people should be paying attention to. And so I always tell Kyle that. I'm like, dude, I don't care. Like, somebody can take what we show them and make some money, then that's important. But, yeah, you're right, man. My mother would kill me. And my better half's a college professor. So, anyway.
It's all good, John. We still love you, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah, good, man.
I've just given up,
but it should encourage you. Yeah, that's right. It should encourage you, though, that you don't have to be that bright to make money online. So that's got to be encouraging. So, and I'm proving that as we go along the presentation with my ghetto PowerPoints and my lack of grammar. Here's what we're going to do. Now, we're getting to critical mass here. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a little and tell you a little about the offer that Kyle and I have. Then I'm going to have Kyle actually take you through a case study showing you ads that we're running, landing pages that we're using, all that kind of stuff. So if you decide not to work with us, that's cool, but I want you to know what it's all about because I'm bringing it back around and showing you exactly why we do this and how we do it. So there's a whole method to the madness here. So Here's what Kyle have done. Kyle and I. But here's the beautiful thing about the internet and being live. I'm going to change that in real time. Watch this, everybody. And I. Kyle and I. So we just talked about traffic and getting a path and this kind of thing. Travis, let me ask you, how long does it typically take you and how much money do you invest in a campaign to get it profitable?
Man, I've probably been known to dump stuff too fast. Yeah, I'll run like $50 or $100, and if I have absolutely no sales, I'll just I might try a different demographic or a different target. So if I'm running okay, so let me give you an example. I have a product called Girl Gets Ring where I help single women get married, basically, or get to the committed stage. So, I'll run a Facebook ad where I'm targeting women that like Coach bags. For you guys out there, Coach is a really popular brand of bag that professional women like. And so, I might run $50, maybe $100 tops to that. If I don't see some popcorn pop, if I don't see some kind of sales, then I don't even try to optimize it. So, but if I see a couple sales, then I'll try to optimize that and see what I can do to get my click costs down, so on and so forth. But I don't spend very long at all or very much money at all to test a certain demographic or offer out. Does that answer the question?
Yeah, it does. Do you know how much time? How much time typically do you put into optimizing those campaigns before you scale them?
Well, again, I'm a big believer you only have to be okay at this kind of stuff. So,
yeah.
If I'm earning 50 cents for every dollar I invest, I call that good enough, and I kind of just put as much money as I can into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know what the time frame, because it's different, but yeah, it's not that arduous of a process, really.
No, and what ends up happening though, if you don't. So here's the trick that in the affiliate world or in Travis's world where you have your own product. Like I said, if you're in Travis's world where you have your own product, the things that people don't tell you a lot is how to dial in your offer.
Yeah.
So people will come out and their offer won't be that great, or and so they're sending traffic to that offer, et cetera, et cetera. Their landing page won't be that great. It'll be distracting, whatever. And so there can be, if you're in my world with Kyle and I, if you're in our world, everything's about the lander and the path that customer takes, which it could take us all night. We had a training in Vegas, and we went through for 3.5 hours just on different landing pages and different paths that people can take. So we won't get too far into that this evening. But the whole point being is that if you're going to dial in these campaigns, there's a lot of different things you need to know. You need to know how to get the traffic, so how to get inexpensive clicks, and we're going to show you how to do that. How to get high click-through rates, we're going to show you a little bit about that. But then you have to have a landing page that's going to convert, and then you're going to have an offer that's going to convert. And sometimes when you're testing this stuff out, if you test 10 different offers and you run $100 worth of traffic to each one of those offers, it starts to add up. It starts to add up. And then if you have variations of traffic, you can be a couple grand into a campaign if you're running anything of scale. So one thing, write this down, by the way. This is a writer downer. If you're just starting out running traffic and you're going to do it on your own, you want to run to an info product. And the reason you want to run to an info product is because typically they already have the video sales letter in place, and you don't have to do anything to the landing page. It's already been tested. Where you start getting in Kyle and I, you get in our world, these guys are absolute badasses, and you got to have your landers dialed in or you'll get killed in a hurry. So if you're just starting out, run to an info product because it's a lot easier. So keep that in mind. Because Travis has already done the heavy lifting for you. So if you've got, he's got an info product, he's already tested that offer, he's got a VSL, I'm sure. The heavy lifting's already been done on that.
Yeah, and if you guys want to run that, that's fine. I actually run Facebook ads to it myself, so I know that it works. I have a little different model, but I don't want to pimp out my products here too much. But yeah, Girl Gets Ring, you can find that on ClickBank. But yeah, and if you don't
Travis, this webinar for you or us? Who's
that's what
what here?
I don't want to talk too much here, but
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
but yeah, I mean, I love. I mean, my bias is towards information products. If you can find, I'll give you a little niche and offer out there right now. We just became partners in a back pain offer, and we're going to start running golfers to back pain offers for the golfers, keeping the back pain, keep golfers off the court. But there's lots of places. Truck drivers, who's got back pain? Dentists got back pain. So again, it's all about finding the right offer, and the offer sucks right now. That the company we can become a partner with. But if you can find a great back pain offer, you might try your different demographics. So I'm going to shut up now because I feel like I'm taking you guys down a side road. So.
Yeah, it's all good. But if you're just starting out, you want to go to info products like that. Travis's or whoever else's. I figured we pimp your products since you're on here and they're your people. But info products are where it's at if you're going to start out on your own, because you don't have to do a lot of stuff. Now, what Kyle and I have done over on our end of it is we basically, when people come and work with us, and this is what we're going to talk about, we basically give you the offer. So we say, hey, run one of our private offers. This is what I mean. Because Kyle and I do so much volume with these CPA networks, they give us private offers. So they basically say, hey, these offers are for you guys and you guys only. And so Kyle and I have already tested the offer. We've tested the landing page and developed the landing page, and we even give you the images and the ads to run. We basically do everything for you. We just have you manage the account and watch the traffic for us. And so on top of that, we pay for your traffic. So whoever was like, hey, I need the money to run the offer, well, there you go. That's what we're here for, because we already know it works because we've already tested it. Kyle is the guy behind that. So even though he doesn't get to talk a lot, he's really the bright one. He's the brain behind the operation here. So, and it's a fact.
That's a lie,
and
is
he
what
comes.
that is.
That's a lie. I just lie. I'm lying. I'm like Ron Burgundy in those Dodge commercials.
Yeah.
Right.
Totally free.
But, yeah, totally free. Yeah. So I'm not lying. Anyway, the bottom line is that Kyle goes through and he tests all these things, and he does this. And we have this unique advantage because we've ran all this Facebook traffic. So we know everything's profitable. So our model's $2 revenue for every dollar of ad spend. So we're going to give you all this stuff is basically the plan here. So if you're brand new or you've been doing this for a while, all you need to do when you work with us is to take what we give you and implement it. It's our money. I had a guy the other day who's making $2 for every dollar. We were in Vegas. He wasn't spending his maximum allotted budget on Facebook every day. I said, why? He's like, well, I was just a little concerned about the money. Dude, it's our money, and we want to make as much as we possibly can. So basically, this is kind of what we give to people, is we give you these campaigns that Kyle's getting ready to show you anyway. So he's going to take you through how we actually set this up. But our program and our offer is literally cut and paste. I don't know anybody that's done this so far in the online marketing world. I don't know anybody that said, hey, come with us, and not only are we going to teach you exactly what we do, we're actually going to let you start out, do it, make money so that you can cut through the fear and you can concentrate on learning what we're showing you. So anyway, that's sort of what we're trying to do. So now, this is why I was telling you about our media buy business, because people are like, oh, that's too good to be true. Why would you do this? This is insanity. And here's why we do it. Kyle and I have ran a bunch of different companies, both online and offline, and we decided a long time ago that we don't like employees. We've had hundreds of employees, both of us, and we don't really enjoy that. We enjoy the lifestyle that we have, and we enjoy being able to travel and not having to be in an office, and not having to manage a lot of employees. We have 4 people in our organization, so that's who we have. It's me, Kyle, Melissa, and I by the name of Anthony, who you're going to meet on this phone call. And so Kyle and I are the guys that run the ads, and we can't manage 50 to 60 to 70 different Facebook accounts. And some of these offers we run are very, very scalable. You can sell thousands of these products in a day. But the way Facebook's set up, we can't manage all those accounts. And so that's why we created this opportunity for you. You know, a lot of people say, and here's the cliche, right? I love online cliches. When people, you get them on a webinar and they show you the Bentley and they show you the big ass house. And why are they helping you? Because they want to give back, right? Because they're just good ass guys. And I always like, yeah, I'm sure Buddy's a great guy. But the real reason is Kyle and I like printing money, right? We know these offers print money. And we know we can't manage all these accounts. So, yes, we love helping people and giving back, and you're going to hear from some of those people. But at the end of the day, we do this because it allows us to make more money. That's the bottom line. That's why we have this offer out there. And so one thing you'll find out about Kyle and I, we're completely real. And that's the real deal. The real deal is, yes, we want you to make money, and we want you to make money because it makes us money. So it allows us to do both of these things. Now, I'm going to get into a couple of different things with regards to some people, and the reason that I'm going to share these comments with you and then have the people come on is because then I'm going to show you their campaigns, and Kyle's going to take you through this case study where he shows you these ninja tricks. So there's a method to the madness here on why we're talking a little bit about the offer first. So here's some Facebook comments that come from our actual Facebook page for the group that we're talking to you about tonight. I just lost my job, and I'm excited. It's going to give me more time to concentrate on my business. If I did not have the Facebook traffic jam, I'd be in a panic. Pete, who you're actually going to hear from tonight, made $12,000 in December. So I know with some help, I will never have to go to work for anyone else ever again. I look forward to being a part of the mastermind group soon and making the kind of money I truly deserve. That was actually from today. Here's a comment. My business partner bought into this, so I didn't really know anything about it until going to the event in Vegas, and I got to say I'm blown away. We just started running traffic, and in 3 days we're already making over 100% ROI. I'm excited to continue to optimize and scale and really see what we can do. Great training, great group, love interacting and everyone sharing ideas, meeting John and Kevin Nations. A couple of those guys spoke at our event. Kevin's a great friend and mentor of mine. Words cannot express my gratitude for your sharing, caring, and teaching us the path forward to a great 2014. John and Kyle, thanks for your extra effort of personalized expertise by just being yourselves, smarter than the other gurus. I don't know about that. I think we've proven that tonight,
Yeah.
proven the opposite of that. Industry sincere and really interested and committed to your flock. I don't know if we call flock, we call them clients because that's what they are. You guys, the best. I'm happy to see everyone enjoyed it, got a lot out of the event. I didn't make the trip this time, but I would love to meet you all in person. I bought a lot of courses and information products in my time online, but Kyle and John have given way more value than anything else I've seen. These are great guys to work with, and I can already tell 2014 is going to be our best year yet. It took me, I hope you guys are enjoying these comments because it took me a long time to make these up. So I hope you are finding value in these made-up comments.
These are all from his mom, by the way.
Yes. I'm like, Mom, I need like 8 different comments. I'm like, can you call my sisters and see if they have anything good to say? And my mom's like, no, they don't have anything good to say. I'm like, okay, well, how about Grandma? Can Grandma give me a couple? But so here's what I'm going to do, and then you're going to hear from 2 people that we talked that are in our group. One of which I'll introduce now, and then here's what's going on. So we're sharing our offer with you now, and then Kyle's going to take you step by step through our affiliate platform, show you real revenue numbers these guys have made, show you the ad campaigns, and give you that ninja trick that I was telling you about. So all in all, at the end of this webinar, with that ninja trick, I mean, you guys, I think, personally, are getting a lot of gold here. I think there's a lot of good stuff.
I'll show you a couple landers, too.
There's a guy, on those comments, yeah, Kyle's going to show you some of the landing pages that we work with and different things, and we'll explain to you how being in our group or having this many people, everyone asks us, well, why do you do it? Why don't you do it on your own? When we have so many people running traffic for us, we can see trends. We use a lot of different tools to do that. We'll talk about that a little bit. But I want to introduce this guy to you. He came through the first training that we ever did. Kyle and I used to not do trainings. I won't get into that. But when we did do these trainings, this guy came through it. And so I'll introduce to you Pete Janot, who is one of our first guys. He's in our mastermind group. I'll let Pete tell a little bit about December and those kind of things. Pete's a real guy. He lives in Ohio. He's not a paid actor. So, but the worst month ever for CPA and affiliate traffic, by the way, is December, because you're competing with all the retailers. It drives up the click price because they're trying to make their month in December for the holidays. And then plus on December 20th, the world stops because everybody gets in holiday mode, and they stay in holiday mode until about right now. Everybody's just hungover. They're in holiday mode. They're eating. They're drinking. They're getting fat. They're having a good time. So it's the worst month ever for those reasons. And so I'll let Pete tell you about his profit that he generated in December and kind of what's been going on with him so far on running these cut and paste campaigns. So is Pete with us?
Yeah, guys, can you hear me?
Yep, we got you.
We can.
Oh, man, I love
Pete
technology.
Janot, everybody.
What, are you in a bar, Pete? What is that in the background?
All right, guys, I'm going to apologize in advance. I'm actually at my son's basketball game. So.
Oh, no. Well, talk fast,
right.
Pete.
Yeah, I just stepped out for a minute. But, hey, that's one of the best things about being an online marketer is, wherever you got a cell phone connection, you could do work like this. So it's awesome.
Yeah, good.
All right, cool. So I guess, John, you just wanted to hear a little bit about the numbers and the month that I had in December. And
yeah, tell us about the profit you generated in December and basically what you had to do in order to do that.
Yeah, so basically for me, I personally think I had a bit of a tough time in December. I was talking to the rep over at the CPA network, and he said, Pete, December is the worst possible month that you could run any type of offer because all the other big advertisers like Target and all those guys that are retailers are buying up all the advertising, and they're spending huge dollars. So for little guys to go in and do a lot of advertising, it's crazy. And I had a couple issues technology-wise with my system, so I was only actually able to run ads for 20 days. So 20 out of the 31 days. And in those 20 days, I turned a $12,000 profit. So I just did the math. It was like, a little bit below average. It was only a 75% return on investment. So, still much better than putting up drywall or actually working for a living.
Yeah, well, and that was with us paying for the traffic too, right?
Yeah, you guys paid for all the traffic, so that was nothing out of pocket. That was net.
I don't even know how you calculate that ROI, Pete. Like, what is 0 into 12K? Like, what kind of ROI is that?
Yeah, it was like you just handed me a check for $12,000 and said, "Hey, thank you very much. I appreciate it."
Well, you're welcome, Pete. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, no doubt. And the funny thing is if there's anybody out there, I don't know what anyone's skill level is, or or if they're afraid or anything, but I'm going to be a grandpa, so if an old guy like me can go online and literally just copy and paste and just follow your step-by-step instructions and make $12,000, then anybody can do it.
Thanks, Pete.
Nice.
Thanks, man.
All right, guys. Thanks for having me. You guys, take care.
We appreciate it. In Pete's defense, Pete's an entrepreneur. He runs a company online. He's got an offline company that he runs that has 80 employees. So Pete's no dummy, but some of us, and I'm included in that, we're a little past the prime of internet guru-dom, where if I can get my email, I'm pretty lucky. So Pete's had outstanding results, and we're really excited for him, and we wanted to share his stuff with you. And now I want to talk to you a little bit about Brian and Stephanie Beck. I think that one of them is on the call, and I'm going to let them tell you about their results yesterday. Now, I had a phone call with Stephanie a couple of months ago when she joined our group. She had joined our group a couple of months ago, and she told me that if she could make $100 a day, it would change her life. Now, Stephanie, if you can hear me, tell these guys And thank you for making fun of me, by the way, in our Skype chat today, talking to Stephanie said she doesn't have a voice, but she's like, I know with you, John, I'm not going to have to worry about that much. So, but tell these guys what you did revenue-wise yesterday off of your campaigns.
Well, yesterday, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah,
Sure.
she has a cold, by the way, so
We
thanks for
can.
toughing it out, too.
Yeah. I don't normally sound like this, but yesterday we had $3,000 in revenue. We spent $1,800, so it was a $1,200 profit day.
Nice.
Hey, do you have your computer
All
on,
right.
Stephanie?
What did you say?
Do you have your computer on?
I do, yes.
Here, I'm gonna switch it to you because you're gonna show us those numbers so these guys don't think we're making stuff up here.
Okay.
Hope you
Not
don't
a
Hi,
mind.
problem.
Stephanie. I love Stephanie, by the way. She's awesome.
Oh,
Brian,
that's
say
right.
hi
Yeah,
to
you guys
Brian.
met in San Diego.
Yeah.
We did.
All right, so yeah, do you want to pull up
Okay.
like your that Facebook ads account and the above all offers account, guys? This you guys are going to see some real
Yeah.
numbers here, so pay attention.
Okay, are you guys seeing my Facebook account now?
Yep, we got it.
Yep.
Yep. Okay, so you can see yesterday that's what we spent was the $13.93.67, and then I'll go over here to my above all offers, and we'll get that pulled up for yesterday.
You know, if you just hit that down
If you
arrow
guys
where it says
know-
today, it'll just go to yesterday. Like you can just click yesterday
Oh,
and it'll go to
okay.
yesterday.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, so you can see here it was 31.19 yesterday, so I'm not making that up.
What about today? Now we did have an issue.
Today,
Now we did have an issue today
Yeah.
with a U.S. lander, so we
Yeah.
had some problems here. But even with some problems, I think we still are up quite a bit of money. So 961.
we are today. So today we've got 961 in spend, and we are. Sorry, you did tell me I could do this, didn't you? Okay.
Whoa! I wish it was $4,700. That's too
Yeah,
much.
I know.
Let's
I
just
hit
go
the
to
wrong
one day.
thing. Sorry, here
One
you go.
day.
Okay, so 1,600 today. So we're right around a $500 profit today.
500.
That's some beer money right there.
What kind of math are you doing? Didn't you say we only spent 960
I
so
don't
far
know.
on this
I'm
account?
on-
So it's like
I
700.
am on cold medicine. So I'm
We barely know our
Okay.
numbers around here, guys. We can barely do some math, but I know 1608 is
stop it.
greater than 950. But anyway, so sorry, guys. I just wanted Stephanie to show you like real legit numbers inside these accounts so you could see what some of these real numbers are that, you know, some of these students are making. So that was Stephanie.
Yeah,
today.
awesome. Thank you, Stephanie.
And you're welcome. I can share with
Yeah.
you what we've made the last couple of weeks too.
No, we're good. I think that everybody it's becoming clear. And Stephanie is really good, and Brian about, you know, basically doing what Kyle and I tell him to do, which is really awesome. And the reason, and I didn't want to cut Stephanie off, but what I do want to do is Kyle's going to, in like 2 seconds, get to showing you guys some of the ninja things that we use, that we show these guys to do for their campaigns that you can use in your own campaign that with you. But I wanted to share some of their results with you, and then give you an opportunity to work with us if you want to, and we'll put Anthony on. So Kyle, if you hit it back to me, I've got this up and.
You don't want me to show my
What-
stuff?
Well, you're going to in just a second as soon as I get
never
Anthony
likes-
on the phone.
He never likes to hand it off.
Is that,
He never likes to hand
what,
it
you want
off.
to go for it now?
Yeah, let's go. I don't even know if Anthony's on here, so.
Okay, cool. So then that's cool. Then go ahead and do your thing.
All right, thanks. See how
Yeah, man.
I force my way in there, guys?
Case study,
Okay, guys,
brother. I
pay
like
attention.
it.
These are landers that we're actually using. These are making us money. Not people don't just show you these, so pay attention. Here's a Garcinia one that we've been running since around Christmas. Oh, my timer already expired, so I'm 2 minutes late for my flash sale. But this is a Garcinia trial offer that we're running. This is a pre-sale page we use for that. We actually just hand these out to you guys when you come in. Here's one that we're running for skin. This is that, in case you guys were wondering what Stephanie was running, she was actually running that skin offer. And so this is a Canadian version of the page, as you can see from our Canadian logos. But this is our Canadian page, and this is what it looks like. And that's really our sales page. And trust me, there's lots of things wrong with this, but we've only been running and testing skin for 2 days, but it seems to be working. So we'll continue to roll this out. So those are our skin and our Garcinia landers, and nobody's going to show you in the real world what those are. So you guys got a little treat there. Now I'm going to show you some magic about creating your Facebook ads, okay? When you go to create an ad, one of the things you're going to need to do is have a page. And actually, let me go back here. Does everybody know what a fan page is? Let's see here. Anybody out there still?
You guys know what a fan page is?
Answer yes if you know. Okay,
yeah,
cool. Yeah. Most people, okay,
yeah.
lots of them. Okay, cool. So what I'm going to do is grab an ad, and I'm going to copy it because it's much easier for me to do that.
And Kyle, there's nothing fancy about the way you guys are putting up fan pages. They can just Google that, right? If they don't know how to do it, they can just Google it or YouTube it.
And I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret. We don't actually spend hardly any time. We literally, I'll show you the magic behind our Facebook fan page. We name like a page something like, I don't know, whatever our target demographic is going to be that's relevant to them. So if it's, some diet page, we'll probably do like happy lifestyle or happy and fit lifestyle or something. And then I would just go to Google and I would type up tips on being happy and fit. And then I will grab like 2 pages. So I probably grab like this page, The Secret to Being Slim, Happy, and Fit. This is a Healthy Living MSN. So this is a Microsoft page. So that one's probably legit, or maybe not. No, that one's not. But anyway, so I'd grab like a men's fitness page, Women's Day. I'd grab one of those, Women's Day probably. And then I'd grab some images. I only grab like 2 articles, and then I'll grab just like 2 cool images, maybe like this one or this one, and just post those on my fan page, and that's it. I never go back to my fan page. I never send fans there to like it. I never interact with another fan in my life. I never do anything. So for those of you who think you have to spend a ton of time building up a fan page for these type of offers, you don't. That's not the case. So we don't spend any time on that. It's literally like a 2-minute job and you've got a fan page. But I will tell you, you have to have a fan page to be able to do the ads that I'm going to show you how to do.
Yeah. So that's one of the secrets. I mean, there's obviously different ways to go about it, but having a fan page for this particular strategy or tactic, you need to have one. And I think what holds a lot of people back is they think, oh my gosh, it's going to take 3 weeks to put up a fan page.
No.
And I watched you do one in a video, and like, I don't think it took you 10 minutes. So.
Yeah, no, it literally takes a couple minutes. And like you said, a lot of people are afraid of it because they think they got to interact and post, and not for what we do.
Right.
So anyway, you need a fan page. What you're going to do is you're going to need a page, a link to an offer. And if you're using our stuff, we give you them. If you're not, you would send them to, whatever sales page, girlgotring.com/your affiliate stuff, whatever else you're going to use. That's what goes right here. We're doing clicks to website. I hope you guys are writing this stuff down. Clicks to website is the type of ad you're going to do. So for example, when you go to create an ad, because I copied it, it might have skipped. So I just want to make sure you guys all are aware. When you click create ad in the upper right-hand corner up here, it pulls up this option. You're going to want to hit clicks to website. This is where you enter your URL. So if you wanted to send people to ESPN for whatever reason, this is where you would send them. But I'm into making money, so I'm probably not going to send them to ESPN. I'm going to send them to some place where I think I can make money. But what it does is it automatically populates an image. You can upload images. If you go with us, we just give you all the images that you need. But if not, this is where you would go to upload an image. There's it didn't populate anything. So you could just browse one from your library and grab some image, whatever. This is probably not going to be great for ESPN fans, but the next thing you guys are going to want to do, please pay attention because this is the nuts and bolts of how we do our cheap stuff. You want your page right here. You need to make sure you have a page right here because that is going to allow you to do what they call newsfeed ads. We're going to go up here. We're going to remove the right column ads. So click this little remove button and it is gone. Now it says add. We can add it later, but we're going to remove it. The headline, this little ESPN, the worldwide, that is what appears in blue right here. So when you're doing a headline, again, and Travis can help you guys more with copy and stuff, but you want some short, punchy headline, one weird trick. There's one weird trick for losing weight or something, as it turns out. There's one weird trick for everything. Something.
Yeah, can I jump in right quick? Because I think one of the things that you teach and I teach is really similar is you don't have to be an amazing copywriter. You just have to know where to go to look to find the amazing copywriting.
Yeah.
And you guys recommend AdBeat. Don't try to figure out that stuff on your own. Now, if you AdBeat's pretty expensive, but you can go look at Google AdWords. You can go look on MSM and Bing, and don't copy directly maybe, but you can type in whatever the keyword is or the phrase that you're looking for, and don't reinvent the wheel. Does that make sense to everybody? If you put a yes in the box or if you got a question. But yeah, so, if you're doing back pain offer, let's say, don't go out there and don't guess it. Don't wing at it. Go see what other people are doing out there in the ad space. Now, it's really helpful to have a service like AdBeat or something like that to where you can go and see how long they've been running the ad because that will show you that it's more it gives you more proof that they've been earning a profit, but typically if you go to like MSN or AdWords and you can see it comes up in the blue box or up at the top, they're probably getting lots of clicks and they're not going to be paying for lots of clicks if their ad copy is not working. So that's what I'd recommend to you guys.
That's exactly what we do. We go what we call a model. When I'm out there looking for new ad copy and stuff, we just model what's out there working and stuff. The same thing with the images. We'll just grab them, borrow them from theirs, take similar, tweak them a little, and then roll. But yeah, we're not smart enough to come up with anything on our own. So thankfully, lots of other people have done it for us.
Yeah.
Okay. The next box is the text box. This is what is going to appear above your image, right below your page name. So this is where you could get, type, some other engaging copy that you can find and borrow from somebody else, but it, something that makes them want to continue to look at your ad. So, something that speaks to your target demographic. So if you're trying to get somebody to lose weight, then it's going to be, sick of being tired or something. And again, I'm not a copywriter, but you would go model something, but this is where it goes. So keep that in mind. Then the next thing you need to do is the newsfeed link description, which appears in here if you have a small image, if you have a larger image, and I will show you what that looks like. See if that one is. This is a larger image. See how the dynamic of the ad changes a little bit? So if you have a small image, the ad copy will go right here. If you have a larger image, it appears below. So the ad and this shows you while you're building the ads, what your ads will look like. So it's not like I just typed in something secret. However many images up here, it will create ads for that many images. And it will, and so I'll just get rid of this one. I don't even like that baby image. So we'll just roll with this one. So the ad copy will be, some a little more compelling copy right below the image with some call to action. Click.
That's brilliant.
There it is. That's pretty much it, right? I mean,
yeah.
That's like copyright 101?
Yeah.
But we essentially will be modeling whatever this says off of, like you said, Google, AdBeat, what runs where, those type of things. So that's how you do the ad. We're going to remove the social activity. We uncheck that box. Again, make sure the right column is not checked. We are not running right column ads. There's a time and place for that, but for what you guys are going to do in type of volume, if you're going to do it on your own, you don't need to do anything other than that. The audience is what you're going to No, I'm not talking about audience yet. We're doing it. Location, we'll just do US. You could add whatever you wanted to here, Canada. Wherever your target demographic is, that's where you should target. So if you're targeting Spanish speaking people, then you should probably target Spanish speaking countries. Just kind of rules of thumb like that. My target demographic for this female product is probably 40 and above and women. So I can change that right there. You guys can, obviously you need to know when Travis is talking about make sure your message matches your target. This is kind of where you need to know some of that avatar, who the person is, what they're interested in, what they like, what they buy.
Yeah.
So if we know that females who are over 40 who live in the US and Canada and like the show Dancing with the Stars, we can now target all these people all these females. There are 2.785 million in the US and Canada who are 40 and over who are female who like Dancing with the Stars. And you can add America's Got Talent or, whatever. This is where you need to understand who your buyer is because you go after what they like. So if you know that they all like Twinkies, then you can go after Twinkies and include that in your thing. So that will increase your market total. So that's how we do our targeting. The next thing, we don't mess around with any of this stuff. The next thing we'll do, and this is going to be one of the biggest tricks for you guys, and I know we had a couple questions about how people scale, especially around the holidays. I know a guy was asking how we scale. If you were trying to scale in late November, December, or January up until even now, you would have got killed if you tried to increase your daily budget. So if you were spending $50 and making money and you tried to make your budget $500, you would have got slaughtered. So this is a way to get around that. If you're having issues with scaling up your budget and it's causing you all sorts of problems, do this. Create an ad for $5 and only create one ad per campaign. We manually bid for clicks, so we will leave that. We will bid probably, if my suggested bid is 18 to 34 cents, I'm going to bid something probably like 85 cents because I want traffic. I know my images are good. My click-through rates are going to be high. So I'm probably going to be paying, 18, 17, 16 cents because my click-through rate is going to be so high and Facebook knows it's a good ad that they're going to give me choice targeting and I get choice pricing because of it, regardless of what my bid actually is. So I'm going to bid high, 2 to 3 times what that's telling me. I'm going to keep my budget at $5 or $10 and I'm going to do one campaign, one ad per campaign. So let me see what link did I put in up here? Is this a real link? Okay. We'll see if we get this out.
Now, I'm going to ask for the audience. You're not necessarily going to pay 85 cents just because you're putting it in that box.
No, you will not pay 85 cents. And like I said, my click-through rate is going to be high, I know, because I have good images, that my cost per click, I'm only going to average paying probably like 18 cents a click, 19, 20 cents a click, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Even though I'm bidding 85. But what happens is when you first start your ad on Facebook throws out a few thousand impressions, right, to kind of gauge what your ad's going to do. And if you bid like 27 cents, you're not really going to get much action. If you throw 85 cents out there, Facebook's like, man, I got to get paid. I'm going to send these ads out. And you start getting clicks right away, then Facebook can adjust your algorithm right away and you start making money right away and you're not waiting for impressions. And it's just a much better way to do things. If your goal is to actually make money and get impressions and sell stuff, then you probably want to bid higher than what it's recommended.
Yeah, Kyle, that seems like such a small thing. That's huge. I mean, that's the experience factor coming in there.
Yep. So anyway, when you place the order, I'm going to place it. I don't know what it's going to do because I'm sending them to ESPN, so we'll see what that looks like. But so here's the trick, guys. When you do that, if you're trying to scale, remember, I only set this budget at $5. Wait for that ad to get approved. And it should, because it's a newsfeed ad, they should get approved fairly quickly. Go in. Let's see, it might be approved right away. It isn't yet. But I'm going to continue on so we don't sit here and wait while Facebook tries to approve an ad, which could take forever. If I grab this ad, and it says pending review, it'll have a little play button. It'll say like this little one right here when it's approved. Once it is approved, you're gonna go here and create a similar ad. Okay? You're not going to change anything. You're just going to leave everything the way it was. Leave everything. Don't change any of this stuff. When you get down to here, you're going to create a new campaign. You're going to name it whatever, ESPN2, whatever your naming convention is. Leave the budget $5, and place an order. And then it's going to pop this up. And at this point, oh, my ad has been approved. Look at me. From then I will just place the order and it pops up this window. And once my ads have already been approved, like it just did, I will just hit create similar ad and I'll just do the same thing again. Create another campaign, $5. I never go above $10 when you're trying to scale.
How come, Kyle?
If you're trying to scale, like that guy mentioned, especially if you're in a high competitive niche, when Facebook looks at your ad campaign, it says, okay, if they want to spend $10 today, I have 24 hours to spend that $10. I can be choosy about what ads I'm buying or what space I'm buying. This is how Facebook thinks, right? So if they only know they have to spend $10, because they want to spend all your money, they want to spend everybody's money who's trying to bid that day, right? As long as they can fit it in. So if they say, okay, I got $10 all day, they can spread out those clicks over a long place. $10, isn't very many clicks to Facebook. So they say, okay, well, I can wait for a super cheap click, and boom, that one comes up. Okay, let's give them that one. This one comes up, let's give them that one. When you say, I want to spend $500 a day, Facebook's like, okay, crap, I got to get more ads in that 24-hour time period. I can't be as choosy and wait for those the cheapest cheap clicks. I got to say, okay, maybe I'll get a couple at 18 cents, but I also got to grab a couple at 22, and I got to get a couple at 31 just to make it fit. Now, when it's not as competitive, like most of the rest of the year, you can get away with doing larger budgets. But one of the issues, like one of your guys asked a question, he got slaughtered when he tried to scale. That's why. So if you keep them at $10 and just keep duplicating them, even though they're the same ad, you're not going to have an issue, and it'll help you keep those costs way down. Now, I know it's a huge pain in the butt to manage, and that's why we have you guys helping run our traffic. Just because I can't get in there and manage 50 accounts and 2,000 different ad spends trying to do that. But anyway, that is that's exactly how we place our ads, guys, and that's how we scale up when we have high competition markets, which we do. And we want to spend, we're spending a lot of money on ads every day, 20, 30, 40, 50 grand a day in ad spend. So we run into these markets sometimes. So that's how we combat that and keep our costs down as we scale.
Can I add something, Kyle?
I guess.
Yeah. So, one thing for you guys to understand, if you ran a lot of traffic, there's this myth out there that Facebook is an RTB platform, meaning that they do things on an auction basis. And an auction RTB is like whoever bids the most for that click is going to get it. Facebook is not an auction formula. They actually go off of an algorithm, which is what Kyle was saying there. And so if you increase your budget, you will get crushed. And if you keep it like Kyle's telling you, at $10 and then create a lot of different ads, somehow Kyle figured out, I don't know how he did it, he figured out how to trip that algorithm. And so that's how you get those really inexpensive clicks. And that no one knows that with regards to Facebook traffic. We don't share that with hardly anybody. But now hundreds of people know it. So
this is great. This is great for my people because you guys are in this space where you're trying to spend thousands a day, and I know that I would love for all my people to get there. But I would be willing to bet that most of the people here tonight are just like, man, I would love $100 a day, and it'd be so much easier to get there. If they're getting dirt cheap clicks by having like these $5 campaigns going, like you guys are saying, because basically what you guys are saying, the way I'm understanding it, is Facebook looks at you and says, "Oh, you got $100." So if you're trying to make $100 a day and have $100 ROI, it's going to be hard to do if you have a $100 campaign because Facebook's going to say, "Oh, look at Daddy Warbucks here. We'll just take all his money right away." Whereas they want to spend everything. So if you only have a $5 budget, they're saying, "Man, I'm going to give this dude cheaper clicks so I can still run through his budget too." So it'd be a lot easier for my guys to run, $25 campaigns than
Yeah.
than one $100 campaign. And correct me anywhere where I'm wrong there.
No, you're absolutely right. And it's funny. I love that you say, yeah, most people want to make 100 a day. Because when a lot of people, there's two numbers that come up the most. People want to make $100 a day, or they want to make 10 grand a month. Those are like, when we talk to people, those are kind of like, it seems like that's what everybody's goal is, right? And it was funny because Stephanie, the girl you guys just heard, back in October said, like literally almost in tears, she would cry if we could just show her how to make $100 a day. And now I get screamed at in the morning if we've got an offer that went down or a landing page that went down or something, and she only made $1,500 a day before in profit. So it's interesting to see how those things change over the course of a couple months, but it's pretty funny. And we're getting some questions, guys. We paid 35 cents. Blando, we back in December, like when Pete was running, we were paying like $1 per click. And still making money. He still made 12K without having to spend any of his own money during that month. And we were paying close to $1. Normally we don't like to. I think it was suggesting our bids were like $2.35 to $4 back then on Facebook, which was outrageous. And we were still only paying $1 and making money. But we'll pay, again, John showed you an equation, and that's what we go by. So we don't care if we're paying $200 a click. If we're making 300, we'll do that. So we don't get caught up in a lot of that, but I know that if you guys, for your own personal information, when you guys try and scale, you guys have seen how we scale in ads in a competitive market if we don't want to spend a ton of money. So
can I give you guys some more props right here? I mean, I'm just and one of the reasons why you guys are here tonight, I've been through like I think it's my 4th media buying company because I try to work more on my business than in my business. But I just realized after working with you guys that my last media guy like wasted half of my I spent thousands with him. I mean, tens of thousands. And he wasted half of my budget because he didn't do the Facebook post correctly. He didn't do them as a link. So they actually had to click like 2 times, maybe even 3 times to actually get to my page.
Yeah.
Which just wasted, I mean, about half of my money.
Yeah, that was our first big discovery in Facebook ads. We spent I don't know how that was literally our mission. We were trying to figure out, like you said, because we didn't want to send them to a post first and then have them have to click in the post to get them to actually go to the offer. And so that's tough. We've been
so
there.
What he just showed you guys, not even guys that do this professionally as media buyers are onto yet. So, I mean, when you can save half of your clicks, that means you've just got your customer acquisition cost. You just split that in half.
Yep.
I'm going to let that sink in a little bit. That makes Kevin O'Leary a lot happier.
Yeah, for sure. Would the clicks be cheaper if the opt-in page is placed on the Facebook fan page and direct?
Hey, Kyle, before you answer questions, can I throw up that offer page?
Yeah, fire away.
Done here.
Let me get it back.
Can I pitch an offer one time over here?
I was just trying to help people out, give them some good stuff, man.
What? Are you guys communists over there? What's going on here?
I'm a libertarian.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Well, we got a big
nice.
product too.
Yeah. So Kyle's going to get into answer questions, and we'll stay on here as long as it takes. Like, however long you guys need for us to answer all your questions on Facebook or paid traffic, we're down with. So anyway, but if you want to work with us, and if you want landers provided, traffic paid for, your ads actually given to you, all this kind of stuff, and you want to start getting, money every day off of your ads, go click on that link right there. Kyle's going to put it up in the chat box so you have it. And
I think you guys made that.
Kyle did. No, we tried to. We tried to. We don't have like I say, we don't do a lot of these webinars. So at the last minute, I'm like, hey man, you got the link for that? So do as we say, not what we do with regards to marketing, please. But yeah, go and apply. And it is an application process. You're going to fill out a form. And what's going to happen, you're going to set up your time to talk with Anthony. Anthony's a guy that works in our office. He actually deals with all of our clients, like from the whole process, so that they have somebody to talk to. He's our gatekeeper and expediter of knuckleheads. We keep knuckleheads out of our group, and that's what Anthony does. So if you're new, that's cool. We like new people. That's fine because, like I said, we're going to do everything for you. Knuckleheads need not apply, but we've got a lot of cool people. Anthony's our guy. Go fill that out, and you'll end up having a conversation with him. And I don't know, did he ever join us?
Yeah, he's on. And just for the record,
Hey, man, are you?
we do have a.
Go ahead.
We do try and limit. So the reason we have an application process, not because we don't want everybody, but part of it is us managing all that stuff, and we have cap and stuff, all sorts of different issues. So we do have to limit the number of people. So we can't just take everybody, although we'd love to, but.
Yeah. So Anthony's on. That's exactly right, Kyle.
Anthony, you there? Oh, there's Anthony. Anthony Young.
Anthony Young, word? Maybe?
Hang on, let me.
Okay, there we go.
There he is.
Can you
There
hear
he
me?
is. Loud and clear, A-Train.
Yeah.
All right. Is
Feel
this
free
live?
to
Can I
call
say
him
hi to Mom?
A-Train.
Yeah. What's that, Anthony? It is live.
Okay, perfect. Hi, Mom. Hi, world.
Yeah. Is she on?
What's
Cool.
up?
So yeah, this is Anthony. Anthony is the person you'll be talking to. Anthony, you are a real live individual human being, correct?
I get that question all the time. Yes, I am. I am a live individual.
Nice.
Look forward to talking to everybody. Yep.
Cool. You do not work in a boiler room someplace?
I do not. Thanks for coming and rescuing me out of that situation there.
Yeah, you bet. Yeah, no worries. I think people sometimes think we're not real, and so we always like to make an effort to let everybody know we're real, and these are the people you'll actually talk to. So when you're in our Facebook group, you will talk and see Pete Janot. You will see Stephanie, and when you apply to work with us, you will talk with Anthony. So cool, man. Thank you for coming on here, and enjoy the rest of your trip. Anthony is in wonderful
Pleasure.
Kansas City. Is it cold there?
It's freezing, brother.
Yeah.
We'll have fun in Kansas City.
Nice.
I will. Thanks for having me on.
All right, later, man.
Yeah, thanks, man. Okay, so that's all I've got. That's my pitch for the evening, and now we can open it up to Q&A. Kyle and Travis. More Q&A, I might add.
I missed the first half. Is there a summary to read? No, I don't necessarily think we have a summary. We'll get Travis a replay if you want to watch that. But just for the record, if you guys haven't gone to check out the strategy form, it's not like you have to fill out this huge report or anything. We just ask a couple questions kind of about, who you are, what you're working on in your current business, and that type of thing. It's nothing too crazy. And you don't have to, give your firstborn or anything. And then after you fill it out, it walks you through setting up, scheduling a time with Anthony. So you just get to schedule it right there. It's super quick. And there's shouldn't be really any intimidation there.
Does everybody have the link?
I
Did you
put
get
it
the link in the box.
I put it in the chat box. Yeah. Could you guys just confirm that it's in there?
Did you get the link in the box? I'm getting a lot of no's.
It's not in there.
Can you guys see it on the screen?
Okay, let me copy it. Oh, here's my bad. I only sent it to the panelists. Here we go.
Yeah.
You guys already have it, so there we go.
If you get it, just put a yes in the box so we know that you guys got it.
Okay, now
There
can
we
you
go.
now do you guys see it? Okay, there we go.
go.
Yeah, sorry guys. My bad. I told you we're not pro webinar guys. Let's do the link. No link in chat box. Do you have to go to a lander or can you go straight to sales page? Depends what type of thing you're running. When we run info products, we send them straight to the sales page. When you run like a diet trial offer, we send them to pre-sale pages. Neil, hopefully that answers your question. But is there a fee for this? No, you don't have to fill it. There's no fee for to filling out the form or anything. No fee there. Maybe we should though. I mean, you can. Maybe we should set up a donation box on there. If you guys want to leave a fee, I mean, I guess you can for filling out the form.
Yeah, by all means.
My good buddy and client and friend Matt's got a question. If you guys don't mind, what's the point of a fan page if you sent clicks to a website outside of Facebook? You guys talk to that a little bit.
Yeah, sure. The fan page, and again, a lot of people don't understand this, right? John's got one of my favorite sayings. John has. John, do you want to go over that with him?
Sure. One of my sayings is go to the grocery store, grab all your groceries, your beer, your wine, your liquor, your food, and then ask them if you can pay in fans. And they'll tell you no. They accept dollars. So
look at that. I just stomped
man.
right on your toes. Good for me.
You did, man. Good for you.
So our strategy
Get some of that dignity back, brother.
So our strategy isn't to build huge, big fan pages, although that happens as a side benefit. I mean, we have pages with 65,000 likes and 35,000 likes, but it's a function of how our ad operates. So we use fan pages not as a necessary or to send people to the fan page, but they are the vehicle that's required to actually create the ads like we need to create them to get the image to be clickable, which sends them straight to the offer page or straight to the page we want them to without having to get sidetracked and click on all these other places. So it's a necessary vehicle that we need to use to create the ads, but that's all it serves as for us. Does that make sense?
And maybe I'm talking out of school here, so smack me around if I am. But like I'm running a right-hand ad right now, which is direct to a website, and I'm getting like a 0.4% click-through. But when I run newsfeed ads, which is like you guys are showing, that show up in people's news feeds. Am I correct about that?
Yep.
And you can get, I mean, obviously you can go crazy different numbers, but I mean, you're talking whole percentage points. So I have one running right now. It's getting like a 8% click through.
Yep.
Versus a 0.4% click through on the right hand ad. So if you have the same, especially, and I know what niche he's in, but especially Matt for your niche where you only have a limited number of people, do you want an 8% click through of those people, or do you want a 0.4% click through of those people? Plus, my experience has been that my newsfeed ads or my fan page ads are approved immediately and with a lot less hassle than the right-hand ads that just go straight to a website. So you guys correct me anywhere I'm wrong.
No, those are all true statements.
Yeah.
If you're going to do right-hand side, the target click-through rate that you kind of want to shoot for is like 0.1 is a good one. In the news feed, it's like 1.0 is kind of like your baseline. Mm-hmm. So it's like a factor of 10, the difference. So newsfeed ads do get much higher click-through rate. And sometimes now because of that, it's a little more competitive, but I'm not going to bore you with all that minutia. But yes, everything you said was correct.
I would highly recommend just pressing the I believe button for Matt and everybody on there and just doing it like he told you.
Yes.
You'll be amazed.
Yep. Okay. Honey's asking, so we are sending them directly to landing page? Yes, we are. Would the clicks be cheaper if the opt-in page is placed on the Facebook fan page and direct the traffic to it? No. I know there's some myths about that. We actually ran a test where we were sending them to a tab on your Facebook fan page versus just directly outside of Facebook. And outside of Facebook was actually cheaper for us than inside of Facebook. And that was to the tune of like a $10,000 test. So there was some significant data there.
But now I'm probably giving away some of you guys' ninja juice here, but you guys have a couple tactics to where you use a third-party service to deliver the opt-in right inside the post.
Yes, we do have that. That actually got Facebook stopped using Flash for like a month. It is now back.
Okay.
It is now back. So yes, we do have the ability to do that. We, again, though, excuse me, we don't spend a lot of our time getting opt-ins. We spend most of our time straight to offers for us.
Yeah.
But yes, there is that option for you out there who are collecting emails.
Yeah. That's one I haven't tried it yet, but I'm anxious to try it here in the next week or so.
Yeah, I mean, we were getting like 58% opt-in on a
Yeah,
fitness
that's
thing.
that would like you don't know what that would do for my business,
Oh,
man. Because
I know, because I
mine's
think
like
the average.
18, mine's like 18% now, and I've tweaked
Yep,
and done everything to that landing page. So
yep. Um, okay, guys, keep asking your questions. If I haven't gotten to them, we have lots in here, so I'm trying to get through ones I haven't asked. I know you said you start with a $10 budget, but how much money you need a month to make this work? Um, it depends on what you want to make, man. Like Stephanie came in, she wanted to make $100 a day, was like literally life changing money to her at the time, and now she wants to make $1,500 a day. So it just
Can
depends.
I?
Go ahead, John.
Well, I was going to point something out. We're not saying necessarily start with a $10 budget. What Kyle was explaining with the ads is you start with each campaign being a $10 budget. If you want to spend $100 a day, then you would create 10 campaigns. If you want to spend $1,000 a day, then you're going to create 100 campaigns. And it sounds daunting, but it's really not, because you just duplicate that campaign. But that's what he's saying. We're not saying to spend $10 a day. We're saying put your campaign in that $10 box and then spend what you need to make that money once you have those three numbers. So if your goal, like our goal is revenue $2, for a spend of $1, we know if we want to make $1,000 a day in profit, we need to spend $1,000 a day. So it's whatever your goal is based on those three numbers.
yeah, and I think what happens here, guys, is that when you haven't had a profitable campaign, you start thinking numbers like how much am I going to have to spend, because you're just thinking of the outgo. You're not thinking
Right.
of the income that's coming in. So and I don't want to take over the show here, but in 2006 was one of my first just phenomenally profitable campaigns. The World Cup, the Soccer World Cup was going on. I was just getting started in business. I was running a campaign to World Cup soccer fans, and it was so huge that I just didn't have the capital to keep it going. But what was happening is for every dollar I was spending, I was getting $3 back. So I wasn't thinking about how much money do I have to spend on that month. I was like, how can I get more capital to put into this damn thing? Because the World Cup soccer campaign only went on so long. So I went to a couple of other internet marketers. I am not shitting you. It was like Kevin O'Leary. I'm like, look, dudes, here's what I'm running. Here's if you will share like 25% of the profit, I'll give you everything I know. We can run these things together. And because I just didn't have the capital, but they come in and jumped in and made a lot of money too. So it's not about like how much money do you need. What happens is, say you have $500 that you can put towards this. Once you're going to spend through some money to get a profitable campaign, but once you get a profitable campaign, when every dollar, and I'm just using a number here, but when every dollar you spend is earning you $2, you're not like, oh, I'm spending $1,000 every month. You're like, God, where can I get more capital? What can I cut back on to put more money into this campaign? And it becomes a matter of cash flow problem. And this is stuff that John and Kyle can really help you out with.
Yeah.
It becomes a cash flow problem. It's like, where can I get enough cash so I can keep funneling this in there? Because the last thing you want to do is pause your campaigns because you're at your credit card limit or whatever the situation is when you're earning $2 for every dollar.
Yeah, that's
Does that
exactly
help
right.
at all?
Yeah, and he makes a good point. It doesn't become what's my monthly budget for ad spend to try and make money. It becomes, where can I find more money to get more revenue? And so part of what John talked about, we're in the limiting belief business. Lots of people are so afraid of Facebook and ads, and they don't know what landers to use, and they're so afraid that they're going to spend money and it's never going to come back.
Yeah.
Well, luckily for you, we know what works, and we actually just give it to you, and we pay for your traffic because we know it works. And so if we weren't confident that our ads were actually going to make money, we would just be giving you money and we'd be losing it. And that's not a great business model. We've done that before and we know that didn't work. So part of the reason we give you all this stuff and pay for your traffic is because we know it works. And so we try and take that belief that you can't make money online totally out of the equation. So you start making money day one, day two, as soon as you start getting your ads up. And then all of a sudden it becomes, oh crap, like this is legit, this is real. I don't want to make $100 a day. I want to make $1,500 a day, like Stephanie. And so that limiting belief disappears, and that's why the course is designed the way it is. So you can actually break down those barriers and then actually get into learning the material as you go, but you're also making money on our dime.
Yeah, and I've been doing this for quite a while, but I still got excited. I'm going through your guys' stuff, and I still get excited. Like you were talking about, like a family survival, and it was really cool to watch you guys go from putting up an ad to going to AdBeat and just basically saying, okay, here's what they're working for last 200. They must be making money with it, and you guys putting it together. And I think that turned out to be like a $100 a day profit campain.
I think that was like 500 a day or 1,000.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, because I think somebody gave us a challenge, and John was like, I can pick out any product on ClickBank and make $1,000 a day on it. And so we did it. I think he did it with that family survival system.
Yeah, and that was just a fascinating. And again, I've been doing this for a long time, and I'm still, all these guys are here from the bum marketing method, and I still love how do you turn nothing into something, or how do you turn 50 cents into $1 and then keep on going. So I'm always still fascinated by that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm just giving you guys more props here and probably leaking some of your good stuff, but
no, man, we don't try and keep secrets. There's plenty of traffic out there in this world. You guys saw the numbers we spent on advertising, and we still have never run we've never run a single click on Google AdWords. All our stuff is either on display networks or Facebook. So there's tons of it out there. You guys, there's plenty of traffic. Somebody asked if we do Teespring campaigns. No, we don't. We're actually in a mastermind with Don Wilson. That's more of his deal. We don't really deal with that type of stuff. We're more into like CPA type offers and info products. What about custom audiences with UIDs? Does that still work? Excuse me. We know how to do all that. We scale pretty big. So you guys know we want to spend 30, 40, 50, 60 grand a day in ad spend just on these CPA offers. So we're not really trying to target down super niche-y with custom audiences. However, when John was doing, the family survival type stuff, the info products, we were doing that. So we do know how to do that, but for these CPA offers, we are not using that strategy. Full disclosure. So we do use them sometimes, just not in this case.
Yeah, I mean, I think if I can add, custom audiences are awesome because, as Travis will tell you, or any really good marketer, it's all about who your market is, and the more specific you can get with that, the better off you're going to be. So if you're scraping UIDs from Glenn Beck's fan page and your target market has something to do with the libertarian beliefs, then it's going to work better to people like that because they're liking Glenn Beck, who is a libertarian. So it's all about targeting, and yes, custom audiences work really well for Facebook. But with Kyle and I, with our offers, in order to scale these massive offers, because we have quite a few people in our group, we're talking about diet, skin, muscle, and those are massive, massive markets. They're not niche markets like survival, libertarian, relationships, dating, those kind of things. But they're good. Custom audiences are still – it still works. The principles work, guys, and the principles are targeting, the offer, targeting, fifth grade math, those are always going to work. So the more specific you can target, the better. And I'm pretty passionate about targeting, by the way.
Yeah. Well, Travis will tell you.
Yeah, you guys are,
I was going to say, Travis will tell you the target, if you can target down an audience and write copy directly to them, it's much easier to get a sale than trying to sell an audience of 20 million people where you got to speak to that many different types of people and interests and everything else. So the more targeted you can get, the better. However, for scaling for us, we got to go larger. So keep that in mind.
Totally. Gregory asked me to need an AWeber account for this. when I wrote the emails inviting everybody here, 'cause they know I'm a pretty big list marketer.
Sure.
But I'm like, these guys are actually running these campaigns. Instead, if you ask me, they're pissing a lot of their they're pissing a lot of the Shopify stuff, but it's hard to argue when you guys are doing like 5 figures a day. So, it's really more a method of preference than anything else. But no, you don't have to have an AWeber account. What these guys are brilliant at, and the reason I asked them to come on is because they understand the fundamentals. I'm always trying to teach you guys the fundamentals, and that is you guys are just matchmakers. You find a great offer, you find the right match for those people, and then you get the traffic as cheap as you possibly can while still being targeted. And these guys know how to do all of that. And they showed you how to do all that tonight. If you just take what Kyle showed you on how to get cheap, again, like my media buyers don't even know that stuff. I mean, I fired them.
Well, sorry to make you feel bad.
Yeah. But, so, yeah, you don't need the AWeber account.
And guys, if you guys, just so you guys know, if you run our stuff, you don't need anything. We provide you everything you need. We literally want you to make money right away as fast as we can. So as soon as you can get signed up and set up, we want you to start running. So to that end, we give you literally, you come in, we give you the ad images, the ad copy, the links, the everything else you're going to need, the account at you get your own account at the above all offers. So you get everything handed to you. So you don't have to come in and spend a bunch of money buying some other type of program or something else. So it's all hand delivered.
Yeah.
Yeah, and always remember too that a couple of things. People always ask different questions. Is there going to be saturation because we're all running the same thing? Always remember this. It's our money. We will never do anything to lose our money. So talk about putting your money where your mouth is. It's like it's our dough. So everything is going to be in our best interest, of course, because we're spending our money. So if you can profit from that's one thing to keep in mind.
So there's a couple easy questions here if you guys want to tackle them. Do I need a Facebook account?
Well, I guess you don't have to. We can help you get one of those, but if you came with one, that'd be a lot quicker for you.
I'm hearing that Facebook is becoming flooded and obsolete. How long do you expect this business model to be successful?
Fifth grade math will be successful for a long time.
Yeah,
I love that answer, John.
Keep spreading that rumor, please.
Please.
Yeah.
Please.
I love that answer, and I cut my teeth on AdWords, and all those lessons have been applicable to every platform, no matter what kind of paid advertising you're doing. Again, we have a tendency to make crap complicated, and that's why John and Kyle are here. It's really that simple. What is the lifetime value of your customer, and how much does it cost you to get them? What's your earnings per click? How much is it costing you to get them? And you can take that and apply it through lots of different platforms. Are you making the right offer to the right people? That game never will go away.
That's exactly right. We just had that conversation. The math equation is going to be the same. And so if Facebook were to all of a sudden stop taking advertising dollars, which I hope you know they can't, because now they're publicly traded and now they owe it to shareholders to try and make money. So part of how they do that is through advertising. So now they're essentially forced into continuing advertising. Yeah. However, if they went down, there's still the rest of the internet, and the math equation stays the same. You just need to know what those numbers are, and then it's just a math problem. And you plug in your numbers, and if it works, it works. If not, you grab a different offer, or you try and get your clicks cheaper.
And I don't want to get into it too much here, but another reason I really like Kyle and John is because these guys are can-do mofos. They don't let anything stop them. If an obstacle gets in the way, they go around it, they go up it, they go under it. These are my kind of folks right here. That's the way, resourcefulness is one of my highest valued traits, or the traits I value the highest. Is resourcefulness, and these guys got that in spades. Not only that, and again, I don't want to talk where I'm not supposed to be talking, but these guys know people. They know people that can help you. They know people that have worked for Facebook. And I'm not trying to pitch this. I'm just extremely happy that these guys are here and that I can bring these guys to you.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah,
It's
thanks,
fun for
man.
us.
I mean,
It's cool too.
that's awesome.
It's cool too for us because and we could have had Stephanie tell more about her story, but she literally came in and saying, "Hey, $100 a day would change my life," and now she's. I mean, you guys saw what she did yesterday and what she's doing today. So, things could be worse for her, right? So that's cool for us to be able to help people. And again, we make money off that too. So it's not like
And
we're
I think
just trying to help you guys as martyrs. We actually make money too.
Yeah, that's super valuable because it's like if you have an invested interest in it, then you're only going to profit if they succeed. So I love
Yeah,
that.
totally.
Yeah.
Well, if I could speak to something real quick, that the question about the opt-in and then the question about Facebook being an obsolete model, both of those things have credence that person said, and I want to explain real quick because I'm real passionate about this. Opt-ins are really cool. You just plug those same numbers in. So if you know what it costs you to get an opt-in and you know what that opt-in's worth, right, it's the same thing. So that business model has a lot of, it has a lot of value to a lot of people, but you still have to know the numbers. That's why I say no matter what your business model is, those three numbers that we went through tonight are everything that you need to know to make that model work. And with that being said, that's why I don't care where you get your traffic. I don't care if you go out, I live in Phoenix. I don't care if you go to the Quick Trip and hand out flyers. I don't care if you're on Facebook. I don't care if you're doing television ads. I don't care if you're doing radio. Traffic is traffic, and those numbers are all that matter. So if you understand that, you don't care whether it's Facebook today, it was AdWords 3 years ago, and 3 years from now, what's it going to be? We don't know, but guess what? That fifth grade math never changes. It never changes. And so if you believe in fifth grade math, right, if you believe in fifth grade math, you can be an online marketer and make a lot of money.
If you're willing to concede that math works, that fifth grade math works, then you'll probably always have an ability to make money. Okay. I love you guys. Thanks.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm just trying to scroll through to get to some more questions.
Darcy's asking, how much time would we need to have on a daily basis to get this up and running, taking into account that I don't sit at my computer all day long?
That's sure. Question. Yeah, no. And Pete, I'll use Pete as an example. Excuse me. I think Pete, Johnny Basketball, said you guys know he manages a company of 80 employees, and he's the manager. He actually owns it. So he's got his nose knee deep in that most of the time. And I think he said in December he was spending about an hour a day is kind of what he was spending on it back then. Guys, literally, and here's what will happen. You'll probably spend more time on that because you love watching sales, right? John and I sit there and wear out our refresh button on our Above All Offers accounts, watching sales come in every 5 minutes. And that's what you'll be like at first. You won't need to do that, but you'll probably feel like you have to. And it's awesome to watch it, and it's exciting, so it's cool. But the actual time working and putting up the stuff, we literally hand you everything, and it's literally just cut and paste, and you're off to the races. So it doesn't take a lot of time once it's up.
Can I add to that, Kyle?
Stephanie just told me she made $500 while she took a nap for 4 hours yesterday.
Nice.
That sounds almost funny, but I mean that's what happens. Once you got it dialed in, that's the cool thing. And part of the effort that you do is to get that campaign. If you do it on your own, all your effort's going to go into it's like getting up to base at baseball, or getting on base, or your batting average. You got to get up to the base. You got to get, if you hit 3 out of 10, you're doing phenomenally well. Yeah. But you got to still get up and take those 10 pitches. What I think John and Kyle are offering you is like, let's cut out all the 7 bad pitches. We'll go ahead and show you the good pitches. You just put it in there. So either way you guys go, it's just a matter if you guys want to go through, 10 campaigns to find 2 or 3 good ones, or you just want them to feed you the great offer. They're going to tell you where to match it up and what to send them to.
And risk your own money while you learn the Facebook.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see here. I'm trying to go through. Oh, sorry.
You mind if I add to that time thing real quick, Kyle?
No, go for it, man.
I was going to say, when we designed this program, we wanted to do two things with it. We wanted to, we wanted to show you how to make money immediately, because as Kyle said, we felt like if we could bust through the limiting beliefs that people can't make money online. So if you start with our training and you start making money immediately, that'll bust through that limiting belief that you can't make any money. And then it'll, how much can I make? And then if we paid for the traffic, it would take the pressure off you so that when we give you the content of the why, so we're going to show you how, but then we're going to explain in the training why it works. We eventually want you to run your own traffic. I mean, we want you to do your own thing. And so we want you to not only understand the how, but the why. But so many times in these trainings, people get caught up with the pressure and the losing the money, and they don't believe it's possible, that we can't ever get to the why as coaches. And so that's what we designed this to do. So with that being said, to actually run our campaigns doesn't take a lot of time, but I do want to caution everybody out there. So you can make, like Pete made 12 grand in December, the worst month ever, with an hour a day, and you can do that. However, as Travis will tell you, Kyle's going to tell you, anybody that we've been associated with, if you really want to be an expert at your field and you want to do it on your own, you have to work your ass off to be able to do that and to be really good. And so I want to make sure that everybody understands that running Kyle and I, running our program is an hour a day. And you can make a lot of money doing that. But, you know, Kyle, we go to Vegas and he catches the Ebola virus and he clocks out, let's say. He lived, thankfully for all of us. But if he clocks out, then what are you going to do? So you better know what you're doing. And that takes a little time. Rant over. Okay.
No, that was great. Yeah, I mean, that's yeah, I think ideally you kind of get a partner to work with and kind of put a hand on your shoulder and guide you the right way. But, you know, these guys are going to have a hard time quitting their jobs because they're going to worry about what does happen. What happens if John, you know, gets Kevin O'Leary? What happens if you get hit by a bus?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, look, I have a partner, Kyle, who does everything, and I don't have to do anything, and that's a great gig if you can find it, right? But there's not very many Kyles out there.
Yeah.
That's not actually true. Hey, John, I got a request. Can you go back to your 5th grade math slide real quick? Somebody was driving and didn't get to see it, but they're home now, so they'd like to take a look real quick.
Which 5th grade math slide is that?
I don't know. How many 5th
There's a
grade
couple
math
of
slides you got?
I've got a few of them. What specifically?
It's probably
right now?
the average sale, lifetime customer value, and cost of acquisition.
Yeah, time's not a factor. Stephanie said there are days when she literally will just spend 10 minutes per day just to check that everything is still up and running. So yeah, guys, she's gotten past the point where she's used to seeing numbers, but literally when you start, you'll be on there like 24 hours a day and you'll be like, man, these guys only told me it'd take like an hour a day, but it's just because you keep hitting refresh. Like you don't have to sit there, but you just want to keep hitting refresh to watch the numbers. So don't get mad.
I wish that weren't true, but it so is.
I know. So don't get mad at us when you're just sitting there hitting refresh. You don't have to do that. Although it's awesome to watch you guys do that, so you can keep doing that as far as I'm concerned. One of the questions asked, if I currently spend, yeah, if you guys are spending our money and you have high spend Facebook accounts, as long as you're making money, we'll keep paying. So we'll spend whatever you want to spend a day.
Yeah, I'll go back to that slide, which is if we're
right.
giving you a campaign that's making $1.31 a click, we'll do that all day. You can't spend us out of money at those numbers.
Right. If I follow everything you say, can this replace my day job in say 10 months? Stephanie, are you still on? I think she's still on.
That's one of those questions that you could.
Yes, I'm still on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, here's the question from Gregory. If I follow everything you say, can this replace my day job in say 10 months?
It won't take you 10 months if you follow everything they say.
When did you start?
Technically, December.
Yeah. Okay. So in a month and a half, what did you just do with your business?
Well, we just basically turned it over to our manager to have to start managing it because I don't have to. You know how hard I have to work for $1,000 working with an individual client? There's a lot more hours I have to do than go make $1,000 in a day. So, yeah, we now have turned our business over to somebody else to manage it because I don't want to do it anymore.
So, yeah, I don't know if that helps
make
answer
sense?
the question, Greg, but she started in December.
I don't know if it does or not. What was the question? Because, again, I am.
Can this replace their day job in, say, 10 months? I guess, Gregory, that depends what your day job is paying you on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're Peyton Manning, probably not.
Right. It might take you 10 months if you're Peyton Manning. If you're not Peyton Manning, you can probably get it done in not that long at all. Guys, literally, when you come in, we want you to be making, we have agency accounts, so they start at $500. But if your daily budget on Facebook, the minimum is $250. If you start at $250, we want you making like $250 a day, starting like day one or day two. I don't know what you guys are making in a day job now, because I don't know where you are in your life or whatever. But $250 a day is a lot of money to a lot of people. And so if you come in, our goal is to get you that as soon as you get set up with all your links and pages and everything else. So we try and get you there as quickly as we can. And if we did it in 10 months, we should be shot.
Yeah, and let me say this too, and I think Stephanie will say this. We had a little powwow about this in Vegas, meaning that when I say we had a little powwow about it, it means I went on a big rant about it. But basically, this will not be without challenges because you guys have a learning curve that you got to get through. And even though we're giving you everything, things are going to happen. Facebook accounts get shut down, offers go down, and we have to find new offers. Costs go up because it's December. So just like anything else, understand that, yes, it's very possible to make a lot of money like we showed tonight, but at the same time, there'll be challenges. There's always challenges in life, and as you start to play bigger and make more money, the challenges just get a little bit bigger. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah, and here's the interesting thing, and I have to counsel myself on this sometimes when I get frustrated, but most of the challenges in our business, when you look at them, really all they boil down to is you got to click more mouse buttons.
Yeah.
I mean, I click more mouse buttons, maybe type a few more letters, and at the very, very worst, you've got to get on the phone.
Yeah. I mean,
that's the worst. We blow it up in our minds for sure. If you get your account shut down, it's like, oh crap.
Yeah. Hey, John, do you want to speak a little bit about how the training is set up, members area, that type of thing?
Sure. I like to talk, so that just gives me a subject. So just let me know when you want me to stop.
Okay, yeah.
So,
no, we just had some people were asking how the course was actually structured and set up and stuff. So,
yeah, here's what happens. So if you make it past Anthony, and we hope you do, but if you make it past Anthony, what happens then is Melissa, who runs our office and does everything, sets you up with your own account at our CPA company, Above All Offers. It's not our company, but the company we run our stuff through. They're going to set you up with domains, our landing pages, et cetera, et cetera. And then there's a training in our members area. There's a few different trainings. One's called It's the Offer Stupid, and others Exploding Your Profits with Facebook. We have a Getting Started video in there, step-by-step to show you everything that we do. Then Kyle shows you step-by-step exactly how to put up these ads and run the offers. And so then with that, we have training calls. So I see training calls every day. We have what's called a check-in call. And everyone in the group talks about their success from the day before. What did they do? How much money did they make? And then everyone asks their questions if they have them. So it's not a requirement to be on that call, but if you have questions, Kyle and I are on it every day at 10 o'clock Mountain Time. So you have that call, and then in addition, everyone that's in our group is in our Face Traffic Jam Facebook group. So if you have a question, you can go right there, and there'll be other people to answer your question and guide you. So you're never alone in this, and that's how we do this type of training. And then every week we give you, we just did an event and we've recorded that, which goes through step by step exactly what we do. So not only you're going to come in and you're going to get that why. And all we want you to do when you first come in is focus on that why. Get your ads up, start making money. Then we give you the how training. So instead of refreshing your above all offers account every 2 minutes, you can watch the how training and then understand why we do what we do. So why do Kyle and I use the landing pages we use? What are the numbers we look for with landing pages? So you'll start to see everything behind the scenes that we do to make these offers live for you. And that's basically the training in a nutshell and how it works. But the power is in the group. The power really is in the group because you have to keep in mind everyone's doing the same thing you're doing. So there's never really a lot of confusion there. Does that suffice, Captain Bell?
Yeah. Let's see. This is by far the most insane offer ever. Thanks, Robert. We like to think so. It's a pretty good offer.
The offer stupid.
Karen had a question. I don't know if you want to get into exact specifics, but she's kind of curious about how you guys make, if you're helping them run offers, how you guys are making your money off of that, if you're spending your money.
We do a rev share. So when you run offers for us, we do it on a rev share basis. So basically, we're given the money, and then what that allows us to do is that we get a rev share of every single person that's running those offers. So it's kind of like the Walmart mentality. So instead of Kyle and I having a store where we get really high margins, Kyle and I have a bunch of stores where we get pretty low margins, which ends up being more money for us. That's the best way to put it.
Awesome.
Because one thing, they always talk about playing to your strengths. And one thing I want to tell you about Kyle and I, we love to come up with really good campaigns and just knock stuff out of the park. And we don't really like to implement all that much. It's boring to us. We like to tinker. We like to tinker and play.
Yeah, and because I've been doing niche marketing so long, I really, like, the hair stands up on my arms when you guys figure out stuff like, well, if I'm running a survival offer, probably our ground zero, which I meant to ask you guys to explain, but probably our ground zero is Glenn Beck, guys. I'm just like, I got goosebumps, and I'm such a nerd, I got goosebumps. I'm like, oh, that's brilliant. That's just so brilliant that knowing Glenn Beck is probably your perfect audience for, survival products.
Yeah.
So, and that's not a skill that everybody has. And so just to lay that wisdom down on folks and let them do the button pushing is really awesome, I think.
Yeah, cool. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Does the profit that is made daily, does this all go to us, or is there a split? Yeah, we just went over that. What is our minimum investment?
It's like 100% ROI. If you guys are spending your money on it, though, and they're pressing the buttons, I mean, maybe I got something wrong, but
yeah, no, that's why
it's actually infinity ROI. If you don't put any money in.
Yeah, Pete made $12,000 in December and didn't spend a dime of his own money. So I mean, I don't know how you calculate the ROI on that. There is
whatever he values his time at.
Yeah. Robert has a hard time. This is actually believing this is happening. This is, yes, we keep getting the question, well, how much am I going to have to spend on traffic? Guys, if you come into the program, you don't have to spend any of your own money on traffic. If you would like, we will fund your traffic for you with our money, not your money, our money. So you don't have to spend any money on ad traffic.
I think that's so out of the box thinking that people have a hard time putting it back into the box.
Yeah. Well, now, guys, keep in mind, John just told you it allows us to scale and get bigger. So, like I said, we're not martyrs out here. It actually helps us, too. So, it is a win-win.
Well, and we're good guys. I don't want to say we're not good guys because when I say the next statement, but these guys that get on there and just, they want to give back. I mean, man, that's bullshit, right? Everybody has an agenda. And our agenda is we want to make as much money as possible. And if we could do that, without having a bunch of people, we would, and we just give to charity. But we can't. You guys are helping us just like we're helping you, and at the same time, we get to impact your life, which is also fun. So don't get me wrong, it's very rewarding to do that. But don't ever believe anybody that just plays the martyr card, right? That you're just doing it because they're a good guy, because it just doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Not that there are not good people out there, but we all do it for profit.
Hey guys,
just keeping it real over here.
Yeah, and some people are saying all the times are booked for Anthony. That
Damn, we didn't expect
true.
that problem. Did
No,
we?
hang on. I am going to open up. Give me a second. I'm going to open up. John, you answer some questions here while I edit this. I'm going to open up next
I don't
week.
think I can see questions being just a panelist, just a minion over here. I'm just a minion.
You're an organizer and presenter.
Okay, well, tell me how to find here, under questions. How wonderful.
If you guys don't mind, I had a little story I wanted to tell. I was going to do it near the end. We're probably getting somewhere near the end, but if you got more questions, that's awesome. But I had a little story I wanted to tell.
Yeah, go for it.
It won't make sense at first, but if everybody can bear with me. If you've been on my list, you might have heard me tell this story before. But I learned to ride a bike, my first bike. I was 8 years old, which I was born in 1967. That made the year 1975. I still remember it. I was living in Huntington Beach at the time with my grandparents. My mom was coming off a divorce. It was a pretty emotional time for me, but this bike meant the world to me. It was a nice red Schwinn bike. And in 1975, for you guys that aren't that old or having trouble remembering back, but about that time, the Bee Gees were really popular. Bell bottoms, I'm ashamed to say, were very popular, and I was very into bell bottoms. And so I had a bunch of corduroy bell bottom pants, and I thought I was just the hottest shit in the world. I don't remember if it was right around that kind of Bee Gees song, but when you would walk down the sidewalk, they'd make these like swoosh, 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 swoosh sounds, and it was just cool back then. It's not cool now, but it was very cool back then. But Bee Gees was on. It's like, you can tell by the way I walk, I'm a woman.
Yeah.
So I had these big old ass bell bottoms on at 8 years old, and I had this Schwinn, beautiful Schwinn bike that I got. And, I got to the point where I could learn to ride it, and I took the training wheels off. But, I tried to pimp out my bike because we didn't have the words pimp out back then, but you tried to, customize it and make it cool and everything. And so I'd jump on this bike, and I'd be pedaling, and invariably, my bell bottoms would get caught in the chain. And I don't know if you had to experience this, but what happened is your bell bottoms would get caught in the chain. You couldn't pedal the bike anymore, and your bike would just come to this halt, and you'd flop over. And, bruised knees and skinned up elbows. I still have scars from all my scrapes and bruises and everything. And so I'm exasperated. I'm like, this is ridiculous, what do I do? So I go into the house, and it was after another tumble I had, and I think I was going in asking Grandpa for a Band-Aid. He's all, son, what do you keep doing? That you keep getting all these cuts and scratches and everything. I keep falling off my bike, And he's like, Grandpa's like, well, what seems to be the problem? And I'm like, well, these darn bell bottoms keep getting caught in the chain, And, probably what would have took me 6 months or a year to figure out, my grandpa was very smart, very experienced. And he's all, son, all you got to do is tuck those bell bottoms into your sock. I'm like, holy crap. And so I put my bell bottoms in my sock, and I never got them stuck in my bike again. So you guys got a couple opportunities here. You guys can jump on the bike, get your bell bottoms stuck in the chain, and whatever happens down the Facebook highway or on your Facebook bike, where you guys can get a grandpa. Get a grandpa that's been there, done that, and can tell you to put your pants in the in your sock, something that seems so obvious to them, but would take you months and Lord knows how much blood, skin, and frustration and embarrassment you could save if you had a grandpa. So the choice is yours. I know what I would do. I know what I did do. Just so you guys know that one of the reasons I'm involved with these guys is because media buyers out there just don't know how to do it. So these guys are training my girl Annette to use Facebook. So that's the full frontal transparency for you. So I hope that helps you guys out.
Thanks, man. Yeah, and that's a funny story. And trust us, we got our pants caught in that chain 1,000,000 times on Facebook. And so hopefully you don't have to make those same mistakes. Hopefully we parlay or relay some of that information onto you guys. I did open up the calendar so you can book a little bit longer into the future. If you book one of those longer times into the future, you'll probably have Melissa giving you a call just to confirm as we get closer, so we don't miss phone calls and stuff, because Anthony's fairly busy on the phone and we want to make sure you're actually going to be there. So if it's out a couple weeks, we may call to confirm that. So just a heads up on that. But those slots, they should be opened up. So if you want to get back in there and schedule our time, go for it.
Yeah, a couple of things too, Kyle. It looks like you're answering a lot of those questions because I see them now. For those of you, and I think we've gotten this question maybe 15 times, yes, there's a cost to the program if you're accepted. It doesn't matter if you're not. We make a lot of variety of different payment arrangements and things. Anthony's going to talk to you about that if you're accepted into the program. So, certainly, I guess have that conversation with him. Because he's the guy when it comes to that kind of stuff. But yeah, there's a cost. Everything worthwhile in your life will have a cost. That, and this is no.
I would have to disagree with you, John. I'd have to disagree with you. I think this is a lot like your free traffic thing, man. If you're going to get this thing, you're just gonna sit on it and not do a damn thing with it. Yeah, it's going to cost you. But this is like your free traffic thing. If you get this training, you follow what they tell you. They take the pages and you push. I mean, all this is, guys, is don't be a wussy. Click the damn mouse buttons. That's all you're doing. You're clicking mouse buttons and typing numbers, right? Based off of what they tell you. If you make even $1 over the investment, how much does it cost you? It doesn't cost you. It's free, right?
Yeah, you get to do it.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, you're right. And Pete was talking about $12,000 a month. That's $144,000. I can tell you what it doesn't cost, and that's $144,000.
Yeah.
So it's pretty shy of that.
Yeah. So there's an investment, but investments return. A good investment returns more money than you put in. So yeah, I think there's a lot like your free.
Yeah, exactly.
Anthony said. He said there's still lots coming in. If you guys have an issue, he is saying we can give out his email. John, I don't know if that's a road we want to go down. Do you want to give out his personal email if these guys are still having a problem trying to schedule? Or is that going to cause too many problems for Anthony getting bombarded?
No, here's what I would do to keep it clean, just so everybody, because what we don't want is for, and not really because we don't want people bombarding Anthony. What we don't want, though, is for you to want to get a scheduled time with Anthony and email him, and then that gets lost. So what we should do is save that link. We will continue to open up spots. We do have a select number of spots, so just keep that in mind with regards to how many people that we anticipated we would accept into the training. So if you're interested, go tonight, but save that link. We'll continue to open spots. And then, if for some reason cannot get into see Anthony, then you want to send an email to our support address. That would be the best thing to do. If you try to get in there and can't get an appointment, send it to our support address. And you shouldn't fall through this.
And John may be gone. So what he was saying is if you send it to the support at Trailblazer Marketing.
No, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh, you're back. We lost you there. You went like Transformer on us.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, if you go to the support email,
perfect. Support at Trailblazer Marketing.
Yeah, I put that in the chat box. So if you guys can't get in for whatever reason, send an email there, and Melissa will take care of it and get you back in the schedule. Because it goes through and it actually has his calendar tied to it.